There was a time, long before the stories of men were written, when the world was still a mystery, and the skies, the mountains, the rivers, and the stars held secrets untold. Chinese mythology begins in those misty shadows, and a time when gods walked the earth, heroes fought great battles, and the forces of nature weren't just natural, they were alive. In the beginning, there was Pangu. He wasn't just a god or a man, but something far greater, born from the chaos of the universe. According to legend, he slept within a great cosmic egg for thousands of years. And when he awoke, he saw nothing but darkness all around him. That darkness, the chaos, was all there was. But Pangu had a strength that defied it. With a mighty swing of his axe, he split the egg in two, and suddenly, the heavy, murky part sank to form the earth, while the light, clear part floated up to become the sky. Pangu stood between them, growing taller and taller every day to keep them apart. For 18,000 years, Pangu worked, holding the heavens and earth apart. And when his work was done, he laid down and took his final breath. His body became the mountains, his blood the rivers, his breath the wind, and his voice the thunder. From his hair, trees and forests grew. The stars were born from his eyes, and his spirit lingered, becoming the very soul of the world. This is how Chinese mythology begins, with a sacrifice that gave life to everything. But the story doesn't end with Pangu. After the world was created, it was still barren, lifeless. Enter Nuwa, the mother of all humanity. In the vast emptiness, Nuwa, lonely and sorrowful, decided to fill the world with life. She shaped figures from yellow clay, tenderly crafting each one with her own hands, breathing life into them. From her loving care, humanity was born. However, the world was fragile, and the balance of creation was delicate. In time, disaster struck. The sky cracked open, and chaos threatened to return. Fires raged, floods swept the land, and everything Nuwa had created was in danger. She couldn't let her children, the humans, suffer. So, with great determination, she mended the sky, using 5 colored stones and the body of a giant turtle to patch the heavens. Her tireless work saved the world from ruin, and her legacy as a protector and creator endured. These ancient stories carry more than just tales of gods and creation. They reflect something far deeper, the human desire to understand the universe, to make sense of the forces beyond our control. They remind us that, at its core, mythology is not just about gods and creatures. It's about people. It's about explaining the rain when it falls too hard, the wind when it howls through the trees, and the stars that twinkle far beyond our reach. Chinese mythology is woven into the very fabric of Chinese culture, flowing through the veins of its people for thousands of years. It's in the stories whispered by grandparents to their grandchildren. It's in the festivals celebrated under moonlit skies and in the rituals that honor the past. One of the most powerful figures in this mythology is the Jade Emperor. He is not just a ruler of heaven, but a symbol of authority and order. Imagine the majesty of his throne, high above the clouds, where he watches over both the heavens and the earth. His rule is absolute, and yet, like any leader, he is tasked with maintaining balance between gods and men, between heaven and earth. Under his command are countless deities, each with their own responsibilities, each contributing to the great cosmic order. The Jade Emperor's decisions are not without consequences, and his judgment extends beyond the mortal realm. This intricate system, where every god has a duty and every action has a consequence, mirrors the belief that the universe operates under a cosmic balance, a harmony between all things. It's a reflection of life, where every choice, no matter how small, can ripple out into the world. But if the Jade Emperor represents order, then other figures, like Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, challenge it. Sun Wukong is wild, mischievous, and incredibly powerful. He was born from a stone on the mountain of flowers and fruit, with eyes that could see through the most elaborate illusions and a spirit that refused to be tamed. He stole peaches of immortality, fought against heaven itself, and yet, despite his rebellion, there's something deeply human about him. His flaws, his arrogance, his impulsiveness make him relatable. His story is one of redemption, a journey from chaos to wisdom. These myths are not just stories, they're reflections of human nature. They speak of love and sacrifice, of power and humility. Take Chang'e, the moon goddess, for example. Her story is one of love and loss. Chang'e was the wife of the great archer Hou-yi, who saved the world by shooting down 9 scorching suns, leaving just one to light the earth. As a reward, he was given an elixir of immortality. But Chang'e, consumed by curiosity and perhaps fear of losing her beloved, drank the elixir herself. As she ascended to the moon, leaving her husband behind, she became the goddess of the moon, living in solitude, forever watching over the earth. Her tale resonates with anyone who has ever felt longing or regret, and during the Mid-Autumn Festival, families gather to honor her, sharing mooncakes and gazing up at the bright, round moon, remembering the sacrifices made in love. Chinese mythology isn't just about gods and goddesses, it's about the elements that shape our world, the mountains that touch the sky, the rivers that flow through the land, the creatures that inhabit the earth. Dragons, for instance, are not terrifying, fire-breathing monsters as in some cultures. In China, they are wise, benevolent beings, bringers of rain and good fortune. They glide through the clouds, watching over the people, protecting the land from drought and famine. Every story, every god, every creature in Chinese mythology has a purpose. The kitchen god, for instance, isn't a grand figure ruling from the heavens. He lives quietly in every home, watching over families, reporting their actions to the Jade Emperor at the end of each year. His presence reminds people of their actions, of the importance of kindness, of how even the smallest deeds are seen and remembered. As the myths continue to be told, passed from generation to generation, they evolve, taking on new meanings, but their heart remains the same. They connect people to their past, to the ancestors who once prayed to these gods, who believed in their power. And in those stories, there is a kind of magic, not the magic of spells or enchantments, but the magic of connection, of understanding where we come from and why the world is the way it is. These myths live on, not just in books, but in the hearts of the people, in the festivals they celebrate, and in the way they see the world around them. In the beginning, before there were stars, before the mountains stood tall or the rivers ran free, there was nothing. All was chaos, a swirling, silent darkness where time didn't exist, and the earth and sky were one. In the middle of this boundless void, something began to stir. It was the cosmic egg, a giant, mysterious sphere that held within it the potential for everything that would ever be. Inside the egg, a being was growing, Pangu, the first living creature, the one destined to shape the world. For countless eons, Pangu slept within the warm, silent egg, surrounded by the tangled energies of chaos. As time passed, his body grew larger and stronger, and so did the force within him. He felt the pressure mounting, the darkness suffocating him. His muscles tensed, and finally, after what felt like an eternity, Pangu opened his eyes. It was still dark, but now Pangu could feel the tightness, the weight of the egg's walls pressing in on him. It was too small for him now. He could hear the cracking inside his own mind, a restless urge building in his chest, telling him that the time had come. With a mighty roar, Pangu lifted his enormous axe, and with all his strength, he swung it. The egg split in two with a sound so powerful, it echoed through the void. In that instant, everything changed. The light, pure and clear, rose to become the heavens. The heavier, darker matter sank to form the earth. But the separation wasn't enough. The sky threatened to collapse back onto the ground, and the world, still fragile, seemed uncertain, as if it could fall apart at any moment. Pangu, with his immense strength, stood between them, pushing the sky higher and holding the earth steady beneath his feet. His arms lifted the heavens, and his legs anchored the land. Day after day, Pangu kept his post, growing taller and taller as he raised the sky. His feet were rooted in the earth, and his head stretched toward the stars that hadn't yet been born. His breath became the winds, and his voice was the thunder. His eyes shone like twin suns, filling the world with light. Every day, he stood a little stronger, a little taller, until finally, after 18,000 years, the heavens were high enough, and the earth was firm beneath him. But Pangu's task came with a price. His body, worn from his labor, began to weaken. Yet, even in death, Pangu gave everything he had to the world he created. His last breath became the gentle breeze and the life-giving winds that carried seeds across the land. His voice, which once roared through the chaos, now echoed in the rolling thunder and the rumble of distant storms. His blood flowed out, transforming into the mighty rivers that nourished the earth, their currents carving paths through the land he had forged. His bones turned to towering mountains, strong and enduring, standing as eternal monuments to his sacrifice. His muscles became the rich soil, giving life to the plants that would feed the creatures to come. His hair became the forests and the fields, spreading across the earth like a green blanket of life. The very marrow of his bones became precious minerals and stones, hidden deep within the earth, waiting to be uncovered by those who would follow. And from his eyes, the sun and the moon were born, one blazing bright to light the day, the other cool and calm to watch over the night. Even the sweat from his labor became the morning dew that kissed the flowers and the grass. Every part of Pangu's being became part of the world, a final gift to the life he had created. As his great body dissolved into the landscape, the world took shape. The sky stayed where it belonged, high and vast, its clouds drifting like soft whispers from Pangu's final breath. The mountains stood proud and tall, the rivers flowed freely, and the earth was fertile and ready for life. The chaos was gone, and in its place was a world full of balance and beauty. But Pangu's spirit, his essence, didn't simply vanish. It lingered in the wind, the mountains, the rivers, and the sun. His presence could be felt in every gust of wind, in the warmth of the sun, and the sound of rain falling on the earth. His sacrifice lived on in every corner of the world he had built, his strength forever part of the mountains, his compassion in the rivers that gave life to all things. The people who came later would remember Pangu not just as the first being, but as the creator of everything they knew. They would tell his story to their children, passing it down through the generations, keeping his memory alive. And whenever they looked up at the sky or felt the earth beneath their feet, they knew they were walking in the world shaped by Pangu's hands. This was the birth of the universe, not through violence or selfishness, but through the selfless act of creation. Pangu's life and death became the foundation of everything. He was more than just a figure from legend, he was the essence of the world itself. His sacrifice gave the world its first breath, and in that breath, all of life began. In the early days of the world, after the sky had been separated from the earth, and the mountains had risen tall, the world was silent and still. There were no footsteps on the soft soil, no laughter in the air. The rivers flowed quietly, and the trees swayed gently in the breeze, but there was no one to witness their beauty. It was a world without life, a world incomplete. Nuwa, a goddess with the body of a serpent and the heart of a mother, roamed the empty earth. She saw the rivers winding through the valleys, the flowers blooming in the fields, and the stars twinkling in the night sky. But as beautiful as the world was, it was lonely. The silence weighed on her, and the emptiness tugged at her heart. As she wandered, she knelt by the edge of a river and gazed at her reflection in the water. The thought came to her, what if there were beings who could walk this land, who could share its wonders, who could feel the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the breeze? What if the earth were filled with life, with creatures who could love, dream, and create? Determined to fill the world with living beings, Nuwa reached down into the mud and clay of the riverbank. With her gentle hands, she began to shape the clay into small figures. Each figure was different, yet each one had a face, arms, and legs, modeled after her own reflection. She crafted them carefully, with tenderness and care, breathing life into each one. One by one, the figures came to life. They stood, blinking in the sunlight, gazing at the world around them with wonder. These were the first humans, fragile, but full of curiosity and joy. As they took their first steps on the earth, they laughed and played, marveling at the beauty of the world Nuwa had created for them. Nuwa watched them with pride, her heart swelling with love for these new beings. They were her children, each one special, each one a part of her. She continued to mold more figures from the clay, creating thousands of humans to walk the earth. She shaped them with patience, knowing that this was what the world needed: life, movement, love. But even as the humans explored the world, a shadow of unease crept into Nuwa's heart. She knew that the world she had given them was still fragile, that the balance of heaven and earth was delicate. And one day, disaster struck. The sky, once steady and bright, began to crack. The great pillars that held up the heavens crumbled, and the sky tore open. Fire and chaos rained down upon the earth, the rivers surged violently, and mountains crumbled under the weight of the falling sky. The humans, terrified and helpless, cried out in fear. The world Nuwa had lovingly crafted was falling apart, and her children were in danger. Nuwa couldn't bear to see the world she had created destroyed, and she couldn't stand to watch her beloved humans suffer. With a fierce determination, she vowed to save them, no matter the cost. Her heart heavy with sorrow but filled with purpose, she set out to repair the heavens. She searched the earth for the strongest materials, knowing that ordinary stones and mud would never be enough to hold up the sky. She found 5 colored stones, brilliant and magical, glowing with a power greater than any she had ever seen. These stones, she knew, were the key to mending the broken sky. With all her strength, she melted the stones in a blazing furnace, working tirelessly, never stopping to rest. Her hands trembled with exhaustion, but she did not give up. She gathered the molten stones and flew to the edges of the sky, where the cracks were widest, where the darkness threatened to pour in. Nuwa pressed the glowing stones into the cracks, sealing the rips in the sky with her own hands. As she worked, the fires that had raged across the earth began to die down, the rivers calmed, and the mountains stood firm once more. Slowly, the sky began to heal. But the task was immense, and Nuwa could feel her strength waning with every moment. Yet she refused to stop. Her love for the humans, for the world she had created, drove her forward. With each stone she placed, she whispered a silent promise that the world would endure, that her children would live, and that they would never again face such devastation. When the last crack was sealed, and the sky was whole once more, Nuwa collapsed to the ground, her body trembling with exhaustion. But as she lay there, looking up at the repaired heavens, she smiled. The sky was whole, and the earth was safe. Her children were safe. But there was still one final task. The earth had tilted when the pillars fell, and the world had been thrown out of balance. The once perfect rivers had changed their course, and the land was uneven. So Nuwa took the legs of a great tortoise and used them to create new pillars to hold up the heavens, ensuring that the sky would never again fall. With the heavens repaired and the earth balanced, Nuwa looked around at the world she had saved. The humans were safe once more, walking the earth, laughing and playing as they had before. But now, there was something more. They had seen destruction, they had felt fear, but they had also survived. They were no longer just innocent children, they were stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Nuwa knew that she had given them not only life, but the strength to endure whatever challenges might come. And in her heart, she felt at peace. Her task was done. The world was whole again, and her children, the humans, would continue to thrive, to love, and to grow. In the vastness of the universe, before the earth had its shape, before the heavens stretched wide, there existed only 2 forces, yin and yang. These forces were not like anything we could touch or see, they were the very essence of existence itself. They moved silently, yet their presence was everything. Together, they wove the fabric of the cosmos, breathing life into the stars and shaping the world as we know it. Yin was the soft, the shadowed, the cool embrace of night. It was the stillness in the air just before the first raindrop fell, the quiet whisper of the moon as it watched over the sleeping earth. It carried within it a quiet strength, a deep, endless calm, like the depths of the ocean where the light never reaches. It was the mystery in the darkness, the tender pulse of the earth's heart. Yang, on the other hand, was its opposite, bright, bold, and full of life. It was the blazing warmth of the sun as it rose each morning, the fierce energy in a lightning storm, the crackling of fire that burned high and hot. Yang was movement, growth, and power. It was the light that danced on the surface of the water, the pulse of life in every heartbeat, the spirit that surged in the veins of all living things. Yet, despite their differences, Yin and Yang were never enemies. They did not fight or seek to destroy each other. They existed together, side by side, like 2 halves of a whole. One could not exist without the other. Yin gave balance to Yang, just as Yang gave life to Yin. Together, they formed the perfect harmony, each complementing the other, like day and night, summer and winter, life and death. In Chinese mythology, the cosmos itself was born from this delicate balance between yin and yang. When the universe first stirred from the great void, it was these two forces that began to separate, like the drawing of breath. Yin sank low to form the earth, grounding all things in its soft, nurturing embrace. Yang, light and full of energy, rose high to form the heavens, stretching wide and powerful across the sky. With Yin cradling the earth and Yang lifting the heavens, the world began to take shape. Rivers flowed, mountains rose, and the winds carried the breath of life across the land. Yin and Yang flowed through everything, through the rivers, through the trees, through the hearts of every living creature. They pulsed through the world, their rhythm steady, their balance eternal. And so it was that the world became a reflection of Yin and Yang's dance, their push and pull. Night would fall, cloaking the world in Yin's cool shadow, only for Yang to rise again with the dawn, flooding the world with warmth and light. The seasons, too, were a testament to their balance. Spring, with its bursts of life and energy, was Yang's time. But as the leaves turned golden and the air grew colder, Yin whispered back into the world, reminding it of the cycles of rest, renewal, and quiet reflection. But Yin and Yang were more than just forces in the sky and earth. They lived in every heart and every soul. In each person, there was Yin, the softness, the intuition, the quiet strength. And there was Yang, the fire, the willpower, the passion. Some carried more of one, some more of the other, but no one was without both. They were two halves of a single spirit, always moving, always shifting. There were times when one would rise above the other, tipping the scales. Sometimes, the world would seem filled with too much light, Yang blazing too bright, scorching the earth, leaving it dry and cracked. But always, Yin would return, soothing the burns, cooling the air, and bringing balance once more. And in other times, when the world felt shrouded in too much darkness, Yin heavy and overwhelming, Yang would return, lifting the spirits with warmth and light, reviving the earth with its energy. Yin and Yang reminded the world that nothing was ever still, nothing was ever complete. Life moved like the tides, rising and falling, changing with the currents. The darkness of the night was always followed by the promise of a new dawn. And when the sun blazed too hot, the coolness of the evening would soon follow. One never overpowered the other for long. They needed each other, like breath needs both inhale and exhale. Even the most powerful gods and goddesses in Chinese mythology understood this balance. They respected it, knowing that to defy the harmony of Yin and Yang was to invite chaos into the world. The balance wasn't just in the cosmos, it was the very foundation of life. It held the stars in the sky, it guided the rivers to the sea, and it beat within the hearts of humanity. This balance of Yin and Yang could be seen in the smallest of things. In the way a tree grew, its branches reaching towards the sky, Yang, while its roots dug deep into the earth, Yin. In the way the ocean waves would crash against the shore, Yang, only to recede softly back into the sea, Yin. It was in every breath a person took, the energy and motion of inhaling, Yang, and the calm release of exhaling, Yin. People lived their lives knowing this balance, honoring it in their daily rituals, and the way they moved through the world. They understood that in every victory, there was a need for humility, and in every sorrow, there was a seed of hope. When anger rose hot in the chest, they knew that peace was needed to cool it. And when fear crept in, courage was called to balance it out. The balance wasn't always easy, but it was always there, waiting to be found. Yin and Yang were not just forces that shaped the world, they were the very essence of life itself. They reminded everyone that in the hardest moments, there would always be a softening, and in the brightest moments, there would always be a shadow. Life was not meant to be one or the other, it was meant to be both. Only in the dance of light and dark, fire and water, strength and softness, could the world truly thrive. And so, the legend of Yin and Yang lived on, not just in the stories told under the stars, but in the hearts of the people. It whispered in the wind, it shone in the light of the moon, and it pulsed in every heartbeat, a reminder that balance was the key to all things, then, now, and always. In the earliest days of the world, when the land was still raw and untamed, and the rivers flowed without purpose, there were two beings whose presence brought meaning to the chaos, Fuxi and Nuwa, the first gods. They were not just deities who watched over the world from afar, they were creators, guides, and protectors. Together, they shaped the heart of humanity, breathing life into the barren earth, and teaching its people how to live, love, and survive. Fuxi was a figure of wisdom and strength, his eyes seeing beyond the surface of things, into the deep connections between the heavens, the earth, and all living creatures. Nuwa, with her gentle hands and compassionate heart, was the mother of all life, her love for the world as endless as the sky itself. They were not separate beings, but two parts of a whole, complementing each other in every way, Fuxi with his intellect and power, Nuwa with her warmth and care. When the world was still young, Fuxi looked upon it with a heart heavy with purpose. He saw that while the land was beautiful, the creatures who roamed it were lost. They moved without understanding, living only to survive, with no knowledge of how to harness the gifts the earth had to offer. Fuxi knew that the world needed order, guidance, and wisdom. He understood that life could be more than just existence, it could be something greater, something meaningful. And so, Fuxi took the first step toward transforming the world. He gave humanity the tools it needed to thrive. He is said to have created the 8 trigrams, symbols that represented the fundamental principles of reality. These trigrams were not just lines and shapes, they held the secrets of the universe within them, a map of how the world worked, how the elements interacted, and how people could live in harmony with nature. With these symbols, Fuxi taught the early humans how to understand the world around them, to predict the changes in the seasons, the movement of the stars, and the flow of time itself. But Fuxi's gifts did not stop with wisdom. He taught the people how to fish from the rivers, how to tame animals, and how to use the land to grow food. These were not just skills for survival, they were the foundation of culture, of civilization. Through these teachings, humanity could build families, communities, and futures. Fuxi's wisdom became the backbone of life, a structure on which people could depend. Yet, even with Fuxi's knowledge, the world would have been incomplete without Nuwa's love. While Fuxi gave humanity the tools to understand the universe, Nuwa gave them life itself. It was she who first shaped humans from the yellow clay of the earth, forming them with her hands, giving them breath, and watching as they took their first steps. Her connection to the people was not one of mere creation, it was a bond of endless care. She watched over them, like a mother watches over her children, feeling every joy and every sorrow alongside them. But Nuwa's love was not just soft and nurturing, it was fierce and protective. There came a time when the heavens themselves threatened to tear apart, the sky cracking open, and the earth shaking in fear. The rivers flooded, and the mountains crumbled, and once again, humanity found itself lost in the chaos. In their cries for help, Nuwa could hear the pain of her creations, and she knew that she could not stand by and watch them suffer. Without hesitation, Nuwa gathered 5 colored stones, each one glowing with the magic of the universe, and she melted them down, crafting them into a glue strong enough to mend the sky. She stood at the edge of the world, her hand steady but her heart heavy, as she carefully sealed the cracks in the heavens. With every stroke of her hand, she repaired not only the sky but the future of the world, ensuring that humanity would not be lost to the destruction that loomed above them. The act left her weary, but it also left her with a deep sense of peace. She had saved her children once more, and the sky above would remain whole, watching over the world with the same care that she herself held in her heart. Together, Fuxi and Nuwa were more than just creators, they were the architects of humanity's future. Where Fuxi laid the foundation of wisdom, teaching people to understand the world, Nuwa filled it with life and love, ensuring that humanity would not just survive but flourish. Their roles were different, but they intertwined like the threads of a great tapestry, each one supporting the other, creating something far more beautiful than either could have done alone. In the stories of Fuxi and Nuwa, there is a sense of deep responsibility. They were gods, yes, but they did not rule from above. They walked the earth, they listened to its people, and they acted with the kind of love that only the first gods, those who had given everything of themselves, could offer. They gave not because they wanted worship or praise, but because they saw the potential in the world and in the humans they had created. Fushi's wisdom flowed through every river, every tree, and every star. His teachings shaped the way people lived, how they treated the land, and how they understood their place in the cosmos. And Nuwa's love could be felt in every breath of wind, and the gentle rustling of leaves, and in the quiet moments of peace that humans found when they looked up at the sky she had repaired. The story of Fushi and Nuwa is not just a tale of gods, it is the story of love, of sacrifice, and of the unbreakable bond between creators and their creations. They were not distant figures of myth, but beings who walked among their people, who felt their joy and their pain, and who gave everything to ensure that the world would be a place where life could flourish. Their legacy lived on in the hearts of the people. Every time a seed was planted, a fire was lit, or a star was gazed upon, the memory of Fushi's wisdom and Nuwa's love could be felt. And in the quiet moments, when the world seemed to hold its breath, there was always the unspoken understanding that the first gods were still there, watching over the earth, their hearts forever intertwined with the life they had created. In the vast expanse of the heavens, where the stars shimmer like diamonds against a velvet sky, there is a figure whose presence is felt in every corner of the universe. His gaze stretches across worlds, his voice resonates through the mountains and seas, and his hand guides the destinies of gods and mortals alike. This is the Jade Emperor, the supreme ruler of heaven, the one whose wisdom and authority hold the cosmos in balance. Long before the world came to be as we know it, the Jade Emperor was not born into power. His journey to becoming the ruler of all heaven was one of quiet strength, compassion, and unwavering dedication. As a young being, before he ascended to his throne, he spent eons in silence, meditating, reflecting, and seeking a deeper understanding of the universe and the lives within it. He sought to know not just the grandeur of creation, but the smallest details, the gentle hum of the winds, the whispers of the rivers, the hearts of the people who would one day look to him. He did not seek the throne for glory or dominance. His heart was pure, his desires selfless. He wanted only to bring harmony to the heavens and the earth. And so, through countless trials, he proved himself worthy. Not by acts of violence or conquest, but through his patience, his kindness, and his ability to see the interconnectedness of all things. When the time came for a ruler to be chosen, the gods looked to him. They saw in him what the universe needed, someone who would not rule with an iron fist, but with a gentle hand, a ruler who would listen as much as he would command, who would lead with both strength and compassion. Upon his ascension, the heavens rejoiced. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter, the winds carried a song of peace, and the celestial beings bowed in respect. The Jade Emperor took his place on his celestial throne, not as a tyrant, but as a father to all. He watched over the realms with a heart full of responsibility, knowing that every decision he made would ripple across the cosmos. His palace, resplendent in jade and gold, stood high above the clouds, a place where the celestial energies flowed like rivers of light. Yet, despite its grandeur, the Jade Emperor remained humble. He understood that his role was not to be worshipped, but to serve. He was the guardian of balance, the protector of peace, and the keeper of justice. Every day, he would listen to the prayers of mortals, their hopes, their fears, their dreams. No voice was too small for him to hear. He felt the weight of their struggles, and he took it upon himself to ensure that the natural order of the world was upheld. He appointed gods and immortals to oversee the workings of the earth, the seasons, the elements, the lives of men and women. Yet, he never turned his back on his people, always watching from his heavenly throne, always ready to intervene if the balance of the world was threatened. But even the Jade Emperor faced challenges. There were times when darkness threatened to overtake the light, when chaos sought to unravel the harmony he had worked so hard to maintain. In those moments, his resolve was tested. He stood firm, his heart steady, knowing that he was not just the ruler of heaven, but the protector of all existence. His strength was not in his power to destroy, but in his ability to restore, to bring light where there was darkness, to bring peace where there was turmoil. One such test came when the earth was ravaged by floods, and the people cried out in desperation. The waters rose, threatening to swallow the land, and the gods themselves seemed powerless to stop it. The Jade Emperor could feel the pain of the people, their fear echoing in his heart. He could not stand idly by. So, he called upon the great gods, the dragons who controlled the waters, and commanded them to calm the seas and rivers. His voice was not raised in anger, but in a calm authority that could not be denied. The waters obeyed, retreating back to their rightful place, and the people were saved. Yet, it wasn't just the grand gestures that defined the Jade Emperor. It was the quiet moments, the decisions made in stillness, that shaped the heavens and the earth. He understood that power was not just about ruling over others, but about caring for them, ensuring that justice was served, and that every being, from the smallest creature to the greatest god, had their place in the grand tapestry of life. In his palace, he would often sit alone, gazing out across the universe. He could see the stars being born, galaxies swirling in an endless dance, but his mind would drift to the people below, the farmers tending their fields, the children playing in the villages, the elderly sitting by their hearths. They were his responsibility. Every life mattered to him, and he carried the weight of their existence in his heart. Over time, his reputation as a fair and just ruler spread across the cosmos. Gods and immortals sought his counsel, knowing that his wisdom was unparalleled. His decisions were never made in haste, and he always considered the impact on both heaven and earth. He was a ruler who believed in balance and the delicate harmony that held the universe together. But despite his immense power, the Jade Emperor remained compassionate. He knew that even the gods could make mistakes, that even the most powerful beings could falter. And so, he ruled with forgiveness as much as with justice. He believed in second chances and redemption, and the ability of every soul to find its way back to the light. And so, the Jade Emperor continues to watch over the heavens and the earth, his heart forever intertwined with the lives of those he protects. He is not just a ruler, he is a guardian, a father, and a guide. His presence is felt in every breath of wind, and every twinkle of the stars, and the gentle rise and fall of the waves. He is the Jade Emperor, the supreme ruler of heaven, and his love for the world will never fade. High above the mortal world, where the clouds touch the edges of eternity, there is a place so breathtaking, it feels like a dream. This is Mount Kunlun, a paradise beyond human understanding, where the air itself hums with ancient power and the mountains glitter with the promise of immortality. At the heart of this celestial sanctuary lives a goddess of incredible strength and grace, known to all as the Queen Mother of the West, Wangmu. She is more than just a figure of legend, she is a force. Her presence radiates with a power that cannot be ignored, yet within her is a quiet, deep wisdom. The Queen Mother is no ordinary deity. She holds in her hands the secret to immortality, the very thing that mortals and gods alike have sought for centuries. Yet, this gift is not easily given. It is guarded closely, protected within the walls of her heavenly garden. In this paradise on Mount Kunlun, time flows differently. The peaches of immortality, which grow only in her orchard, bloom once every few thousand years. These peaches are no ordinary fruit. Each one holds the essence of eternal life, and to taste one is to step beyond the boundaries of time itself. But these peaches are not for the greedy or the unworthy. The Queen Mother of the West does not give them to those who seek only power or selfish gain. She knows the weight of immortality, the burden of living beyond the reach of death, and she guards this gift with fierce protectiveness. Her home, surrounded by shimmering lakes and blossoming flowers, is a place of unimaginable beauty. But within this beauty lies a mystery. Those who are allowed to visit her realm, whether they are gods, heroes, or those deemed worthy by fate, often speak of the feeling that the world itself bends to her will. The wind whispers her name, the rivers sing her praises, and the very stones of Mount Kunlun seem to pulse with the magic of her presence. Yet, Wangmu is not just a goddess of immortality. She is also a goddess of transformation and change. In ancient times, she was feared as much as she was revered. Legends tell of a time when she was wild and untamed, her power as chaotic as a storm, her wrath capable of shaking the heavens. But over the eons, she evolved. Her once fierce nature softened, though it never lost its edge. She learned the value of balance, the delicate dance between life and death, chaos and order, the mortal and the divine. There is a quiet sadness that lingers in her eyes, for she has seen the passing of countless ages, the rise and fall of empires, and the fleeting lives of those she has touched. Immortality, after all, is not without its price. To live forever is to witness endless change, to outlast the ones you love, to see the world transform in ways you cannot control. The Queen Mother knows this truth more intimately than anyone. And perhaps that is why she is so careful with her gift. Among the immortals, Shiwanmu stands as a symbol of wisdom and authority. She is respected, not only for her power, but for her ability to see beyond the surface of things. She understands that immortality is not just about living forever, it is about the responsibility that comes with it. It is about knowing when to intervene and when to let things take their course. She watches the world from her celestial perch, not as a distant ruler, but as a guardian who cares deeply for the balance of life. There are stories of those who have been fortunate enough to meet her. They describe her as awe-inspiring, with a beauty that is almost otherworldly. Her hair flows like a river of black silk, and her robes shimmer like the stars themselves. But it is her eyes that leave the deepest impression. They are said to hold the weight of eternity, a depth that is both comforting and terrifying. To look into her eyes is to see the truth of the universe, the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In her garden, where the peaches of immortality ripen slowly over millennia, Shiwanmu walks alone. She tends to her trees with a care that speaks of centuries of patience. Each peach is precious, each one a symbol of the delicate balance between the fleeting and the eternal. And though many have sought her gift, few have been worthy. For Shiwanmu does not give her peaches to just anyone. She chooses carefully, weighing the heart of the seeker, understanding their desires and their fears. There are those who have tasted the peach and found themselves forever changed. Heroes who were granted a second chance at life, gods who were restored to their former glory, mortals who ascended to immortality. But with each gift, there is a quiet understanding between the Queen Mother and the one who receives it. The gift of immortality is not a reward, it is a responsibility. To live forever is to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, to witness the passing of time in a way that few can comprehend. Yet, even in her solitude, Shiwanmu is not without companionship. It is said that she keeps mystical creatures by her side, majestic birds, golden phoenixes, and other beings of incredible beauty and power. They are her confidants, her protectors, and her symbols of the natural world that she holds so dear. Together, they move through the heavens, watching over the earth and the stars, ensuring that the balance of the cosmos is maintained. But there is one thing that Shiwanmu treasures above all else, something even more precious than the peaches of immortality. It is the connection she feels to the world and its people. Though she resides in her celestial paradise, far removed from the struggles of the mortal realm, she is deeply attuned to the lives of those below. She feels their joys, their sorrows, their hopes, and their dreams. And in her heart, she carries the weight of their existence, knowing that her role is not just to grant immortality, but to protect the fragile balance of life itself. Shiwanmu is not just a goddess. She is a mother to the world, a guardian of the natural order, and a reminder that even in the face of eternity, there is beauty in the fleeting moments of life. Her paradise on Mount Kunlun stands as a testament to the power of love, wisdom, and the eternal dance between life and death. And through it all, she watches, silent and eternal, holding the world in her hands, knowing that every breath, every heartbeat, is a gift more precious than immortality itself. In a time when the earth was wild and untamed, when people struggled to survive, there emerged a figure whose heart beat in rhythm with the land itself. His name was Chang'e, the divine farmer, and he was more than just a myth. He was a savior to the people, a being whose hands shaped the soil and whose wisdom healed the sick. To the early people, he was not simply a god, he was the provider of life. Before Chang'e, the world was harsh. People wandered the earth, scavenging for food, unsure of what was safe to eat, often falling ill from poisonous plants. They had no knowledge of the healing properties of herbs, nor the art of cultivating crops. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, and sickness weakened their bodies. It was in this time of uncertainty that Chang'e appeared, a figure of hope and compassion. He was no ordinary deity. His connection to the earth was profound, his understanding of its secrets unmatched. Born with a transparent stomach, it is said that he could see the effects of everything he consumed. This unique gift allowed him to test plants, one by one, ingesting herbs and roots, flowers and leaves, so he could know their true nature. And with each discovery, he grew wiser, learning which plants nourished, which healed, and which brought harm. Every day, Chang'e wandered the mountains and valleys, searching for new plants, new remedies. He cared little for his own safety, driven by the desire to ease the suffering of his people. His transparent stomach revealed the poisons that coursed through him as he tested plant after plant, but he never hesitated. Even when pain racked his body, he pressed on, knowing that his people were depending on him. Through his pain, he found life. He discovered the herbs that could cure fevers, heal wounds, and soothe the soul. He found the plants that could banish hunger and give strength to the weak. And most importantly, he shared this knowledge freely. To Chang'e, every plant was a gift from the earth, meant to be used to nurture and protect. He taught the people how to plant seeds, how to care for their crops, and how to harvest them when the time was right. Under his guidance, fields of millet, rice, wheat, and beans began to grow where there had once been only barren land. The transformation was remarkable. Villages that had once struggled to survive were now thriving. Families gathered around their crops, tending to them with care, watching as the seeds they planted sprouted into life. Children no longer went hungry, and the constant threat of starvation faded into memory. The people began to understand the earth, not as a wild and unpredictable force, but as a friend, a provider. And it was Chang'e who had opened their eyes to this truth. But his work did not stop with agriculture. Chang'e's heart was too big to be satisfied with feeding his people alone. He wanted to heal them, to protect them from the invisible forces that brought illness and suffering. And so, he continued his search, tasting plant after plant, root after root, determined to find the cures that his people so desperately needed. In his quest for knowledge, he suffered greatly. The poisons he ingested took their toll on his body, and there were days when he was brought to his knees by the pain. Yet, Chang'e did not stop. His love for his people was too strong, his determination unshakable. He had seen too much suffering to turn back now. It was through this suffering that he discovered the greatest gifts of all. He found herbs that could heal the most stubborn diseases, plants that could cleanse the body of toxins, and remedies that could bring peace to a troubled mind. The people called him the father of medicine, for there was no illness he could not treat, no pain he could not soothe. Yet, for all his wisdom, Chang'e never saw himself as above the people. He worked alongside them, his hands calloused from tilling the soil, his face withered by the sun. He taught them not only how to farm and heal, but how to respect the earth and the balance it provided. To Chang'e, the earth was sacred, and he made sure that his people understood this. He showed them that for every crop they took, they must give back. For every herb they used, they must nurture the land in return. It was a relationship of mutual respect, one that he believed would ensure the survival of both the people and the earth itself. Chang'e's legacy lived in the hearts of those he touched. His teachings spread across the land, passed down from generation to generation. Even in the smallest villages, his name was spoken with reverence, his wisdom cherished. And though the people had never seen his transparent stomach or watched him consume poison after poison, they knew that it was because of him that they were alive, that they could eat, that they could heal. There were stories of the divine farmer wandering the fields at dusk, his hands brushing gently against the tops of the crops, a quiet smile on his lips. The people believed that as long as they honored the earth and cared for their land, Chang'e's spirit would always be with them, watching over them, guiding them. But even as the people flourished, they never forgot the sacrifices Chang'e had made. They knew that he had suffered so they would not have to, that he had taken the poison into his own body so they could be free from it. And so, they honored him not only as a god, but as a father, a protector, a being whose love for them knew no bounds. To this day, Chang'e is remembered as the one who gave life to the land and health to the people. His story is not just one of discovery, but of love, the kind of love that pushes beyond pain and suffering, the kind of love that gives everything for the sake of others. He did not seek glory or recognition. He sought only to ease the burden of his people, to bring light to their darkest days, and to show them that even in the wildest parts of the earth, there is always something good, something worth nurturing. Chang'e, the divine farmer, gave the world the tools it needed to thrive, not just with food, but with hope. And that hope still lingers in the fields, in the plants, and in the hearts of those who honor the earth as he once did. In the mists of time, when the world was young and the land was divided by chaos, there arose a figure whose wisdom and strength would change the fate of an entire civilization. His name was Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor, and his presence was like a guiding light in the darkness. Born not merely as a ruler but as a symbol of unity, he stood tall, not for his personal glory, but to bring peace and order to the people who looked to him with hope. The world Huangdi entered was fractured, with tribes scattered across the vast lands, each struggling for survival, each speaking their own language and following their own customs. Life was harsh, marked by conflict and uncertainty. But Huangdi, from the moment he first walked the earth, carried with him an extraordinary vision. He didn't see a world divided, he saw a world that could be one, a people that could be united under the banner of harmony and progress. His journey toward unification was not easy. It began in battle, where he faced Chang'e, a fierce and fearsome warlord whose army was unstoppable, or so it seemed. Chang'e's forces were brutal, and their strength threatened to overwhelm everything in their path. But Huangdi, with his mind as sharp as any weapon, did not meet this threat with mere violence. He sought wisdom, guidance from the heavens, and in the end, it was his deep connection to the spirit of the earth and the skies that gave him the power to prevail. The stories tell of Huangdi summoning the winds and calling down the fog to confuse the armies of Chang'e. The heavens themselves seemed to respond to his call, as if nature knew it had found its protector. In the chaos of battle, the Yellow Emperor led his people not just with strength, but with ingenuity, and in the end, Chang'e was defeated. But Huangdi's victory was not one of conquest. It was the beginning of something far greater, the unity of a people who had once been divided. As the battles faded, Huangdi's vision for his people began to take form. He was more than just a warrior, he was a creator, an inventor, and a teacher. His mind was always moving, always thinking of the future. He gave the people tools they had never known, teaching them the art of agriculture, the secrets of the silk-making process, and the wonders of medicine. Under his guidance, humanity flourished. Villages turned into towns, and towns into cities, all bound together by the wisdom and innovation of the Yellow Emperor. He is often remembered as the father of Chinese civilization, not just because he ruled, but because he cared. His love for his people was palpable in everything he did. Huangdi saw the potential in the hearts of the people he led, and he nurtured that potential like a father nurturing his children. He believed that for a society to thrive, its people must be equipped not only with strength, but with knowledge. And so, he gave them writing, a way to communicate across distances, to share ideas, and to preserve their history for generations to come. But Huangdi's contributions went far beyond just practical innovations. He also understood the importance of culture and tradition. It was under his leadership that rituals and ceremonies were established, creating a sense of shared identity among the people. These customs, handed down through the ages, were not just symbolic, they were the threads that wove the fabric of a united people, binding them together in ways that went beyond mere law or governance. The Yellow Emperor was a bridge between the divine and the mortal, between the earth and the heavens. It is said that his reign was one of peace and prosperity, a golden age where harmony reigned and the people lived in balance with nature. He ruled not with tyranny, but with compassion, always striving to create a world where his people could not just survive, but thrive. Yet, there was always something more to Huangdi, something that set him apart from ordinary rulers. He wasn't merely a man, he was a legend, his life intertwined with the forces of the universe itself. In one of the most enduring tales, it is said that after ruling for over a century, Huangdi did not die as mortal men do. Instead, he ascended to the heavens, carried away on the back of a dragon, returning to the stars from whence he came. This image of Huangdi, leaving the earth not as a fading memory but as an eternal presence, resonates deeply in the hearts of those who remember his legacy. His spirit, they say, continues to watch over the land, guiding his people even now. The Yellow Emperor did not just unify a people, he unified their past with their future, creating a foundation upon which the great Chinese civilization would stand for millennia. To the people of ancient China, Huangdi was more than a historical figure. He was a symbol of what humanity could achieve when guided by wisdom, compassion, and a sense of shared purpose. His inventions and teachings laid the groundwork for a society that valued knowledge, culture, and community. But more than that, his story is a reminder that even in the face of chaos and division, one person, with the right vision and heart, can change the course of history. Huangdi's story is not just one of battles and inventions. It is a story of hope, a hope that, even in the most fractured times, unity is possible. It's a story of leadership that goes beyond power, where the true strength of a leader is measured not in how much they control, but in how much they give to the people they serve. The Yellow Emperor gave his people everything he had, his wisdom, his strength, his heart, and in return, they gave him their loyalty, their respect, and their love. Generations later, when the people of China look to their past, it is Huangdi they remember as the one who brought them together. His legacy is alive in the very soil of the land, in the rituals and traditions passed down through the centuries, and in the unbroken spirit of a nation that still looks to him as the father of their civilization. The Yellow Emperor is more than a myth. He is the heartbeat of a culture that values unity, wisdom, and compassion above all else. His spirit lives on in the stories told around the fire, in the symbols etched into ancient scrolls, and in the hearts of those who still carry his dream of a united people, living in harmony with each other and with the world. In the cool, quiet nights when the sky is a canvas of shimmering stars, there is one light that draws our eyes more than any other, the moon. Its pale glow has enchanted countless generations, but it is the story of Chang'e, the moon goddess, that gives the moon its tender, magical allure. Long ago, in a time where legends mingled with the winds and rivers, Chang'e was not yet the ethereal figure she is today. She was a mortal woman, renowned for her beauty and grace, living a life filled with love and simplicity. She shared her days with Hou-Yi, a mighty archer whose skill was unmatched. Their love was a beacon of hope in a world that often seemed bleak. The love between Chang'e and Hou-Yi was a gentle, enduring flame, but their happiness was soon tested. The world they knew was under the shadow of a grave threat, a dark time when 10 suns blazed across the sky, scorching the earth with their relentless heat. The land suffered, crops withered, and people prayed desperately for relief. It was Hou-Yi who stepped forward, his heart aching for his suffering people. He wielded his bow with the precision of the gods, and with each arrow, he brought the sun closer, until only one remained in the sky. His bravery saved the world from destruction, and for this, the gods rewarded him with a gift, an elixir of immortality, a potion that promised eternal life. But even in the midst of triumph, fate was not done testing their love. Hou-Yi and Chang'e faced a dilemma with this elixir. It was a treasure too precious to be used lightly, and Hou-Yi was torn between the desire for immortality and his love for his wife. He chose to keep it safe, hiding it away until the right moment. Yet, the gift of immortality is not so easily contained. One day, as Hou-Yi was away, a greedy and treacherous man broke into their home. This man was driven by his own lust for eternal life and, knowing Hou-Yi's secret, he sought to steal the elixir for himself. In a desperate act of courage, Chang'e took the potion to protect it. As she swallowed the elixir, a transformation began. She felt her body lighten, her soul rise. The very earth seemed to part beneath her, and with a rush of celestial power, she ascended to the heavens. The last thing she saw was the familiar face of her beloved Hou-Yi, looking up at her with a mixture of shock and sorrow. Chang'e's rise to the moon was not a journey of joy but one of sacrifice and separation. She floated upwards, leaving the world she knew behind. Her transformation into the moon goddess was both a gift and a curse. The moon, in its soft glow, became her new home, a place of eternal beauty and solitude. Yet, despite the grandeur of her celestial realm, she felt a deep, aching loneliness, for she was separated from the man she loved. As the moon goddess, Chang'e's presence became a symbol of eternal longing and unfulfilled love. Each night, As she illuminates the sky, her gentle light is a reminder of her sacrifice. The moon's phases, sometimes bright and full, sometimes hidden in shadow, reflect the depths of her emotions. On some nights, the moon is so bright that it seems to touch the earth, a tender reminder of Chang'e's watchful gaze and her endless devotion. Yet, Chang'e's story is not only one of sadness but also of grace and resilience. Her presence on the moon has brought comfort and wonder to many. Children and poets alike look up at the moon and imagine her soft smile, her spirit dancing across the night sky. There is a sweetness in knowing that the moon goddess watches over the earth with love, her luminous glow a beacon in the darkness. In the quiet moments of night, when the world sleeps and the stars whisper their secrets, the moonlight falls gently over the earth. It is said that on a clear, moonlit night, you can almost feel Chang'e's presence, a gentle caress of light that speaks of her endless love and sacrifice. Her story endures, not just in the stars, but in the hearts of those who look up at the moon and feel a connection to something greater. Chang'e's legend is a testament to the enduring power of love, a love so strong that it transcends time and space. Her ascent to the moon is more than a story of loss, it is a story of eternal beauty and grace. In every moonbeam and every shadow, her presence lingers, a reminder that even in separation, love can shine with the brilliance of the stars. Her story is told across generations, a tale woven into the fabric of the night sky. As long as the moon lights up the night, the legend of Chang'e will continue to captivate hearts, inspiring dreams and stirring emotions with the soft, enduring glow of the moon goddess who watches over us from above. In an age long ago, the world was scorched under the unrelenting gaze of 10 suns. Each day, the sky was ablaze with their fierce, unyielding heat. The earth, once a place of vibrant life, had become a parched wasteland. Rivers dried up, crops withered, and people struggled to find shelter from the blazing sky. It seemed as though the sun's fury would never end, and hope was growing dim. In the midst of this suffering, a hero emerged whose name would become a legend for centuries to come. His name was Hou-Yi, and he was no ordinary man. He was an archer of unparalleled skill, his bow and arrows renowned throughout the land. But his strength was not merely in his skill with the bow, it was in his heart, a heart that could not bear to see his people suffer. Hou-Yi saw the plight of the world and knew that something had to be done. The 10 suns in the sky were not merely stars, they were the source of all the earth's torment. One day, he made a bold decision. He would shoot down the 9 extra suns, leaving only one to give warmth and light, but not the unbearable heat that had scorched the land. With resolve set in his heart, Hou-Yi climbed to the highest peak, where the sun's light was most intense. He stood tall, his bow drawn, his eyes focused on the heavens. The 10 suns, seemingly unaware of the suffering they caused, blazed in the sky, a relentless parade of fire. Hou-Yi's first arrow flew true, and one sun fell from the sky, its fiery brilliance dimming as it dropped. The world seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, though the heat remained unbearable. The remaining 9 suns were now aware of the danger, their brightness flickering as they saw their fellow suns fall. Hou-Yi, undeterred, notched another arrow. His heart ached with every shot, not from the strain of his task, but from the sorrow of the world he saw before him. He knew that each sun he struck down would ease the suffering, but it also meant a part of the sky would be forever changed. His aim was steady, his purpose clear. Each arrow flew with a purpose, to restore balance, to bring hope to the world below. One by one, the suns fell, their light diminishing until only one remained. The skies, once filled with blinding brilliance, were now calm, and the earth began to recover. Rivers flowed once more, and the fields began to green. Hou-Yi's actions had brought salvation to a world in desperate need. Yet, Hou-Yi's task was not only one of great skill, but of deep sacrifice. His heart, though triumphant, bore the weight of the world's suffering. The people celebrated him as a hero, their savior from the relentless suns. But for Hou-Yi, the victory was bittersweet. He had saved his people, but in doing so, he had changed the heavens forever. The remaining sun, now a single source of warmth and light, brought life back to the earth, but it was not without its own burden. Hou-Yi's name was etched into the hearts of those he had saved, and his legend spread far and wide. He became a symbol of courage and compassion, a reminder of the lengths one man would go to for the sake of others. The story of Hou-Yi and the 10 Sons is a tale of sacrifice and bravery, of a hero who faced the impossible and prevailed not just with his skill, but with his unyielding love for his people. His actions brought balance to a world in chaos, and his legacy continued to inspire generations. As the earth healed and life returned, Hou-Yi's story became a part of the very fabric of the sky and the land. His arrows, which had once brought the suns down, now became a symbol of hope and perseverance. The world remembered him not just for the feats he achieved, but for the heart with which he faced his challenges. In every sunrise, the people saw a reminder of Hou-Yi's courage, a quiet tribute to the man who had once turned the tide of the heavens. His story became a part of their history, a tale of how one man's bravery could change the world. And as the earth basked in the warmth of a single sun, it was a daily reminder of the sacrifices made, of the hero whose arrows had brought light and balance back to their lives. In the midst of a world that seemed to be coming apart, there was one man whose story would become the stuff of legend, a man whose courage and perseverance would change the fate of a nation. His name was Yu the Great, and his tale is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. The world in Yu's time was ravaged by a monstrous flood, a deluge so vast that it swallowed villages, towns, and even entire landscapes. The skies wept endlessly, and the rivers overflowed their banks, turning the earth into a boundless sea. The flood was relentless, swallowing everything in its path, leaving behind nothing but despair and hopelessness. As the waters rose higher and higher, the people cried out for a hero. They needed someone who could not just face the flood but tame it, someone who could bring an end to their suffering. That hero emerged in the form of Yu, a man whose heart was as steadfast as his will. Yu was no ordinary man. He was born into a time of turmoil, and his destiny was intertwined with the struggle against the flood. His father, Gun, had tried and failed to control the waters, but his efforts were in vain. Gun's failure was a heavy burden, but Yu took up the mantle of his father's unfinished work with a fierce determination. Unlike his father, Yu knew that brute force alone would not conquer the flood. He understood that it was not merely about pushing back the waters, but about guiding them, understanding their power, and finding a way to work with them rather than against them. Yu set out on a mission, not just to save his people, but to reshape the land itself. For years, Yu worked tirelessly. He traveled across the country, mapping the landscape, studying the flow of the rivers, and devising a plan. His efforts were grueling and relentless. He did not rest or return home. He lived among the people, sharing their hardships and giving them hope. His devotion to the cause was unwavering, even as he faced countless obstacles. Yu's approach was groundbreaking. He did not just build dikes and barriers, he devised a system of canals and irrigation that would channel the floodwaters to the sea, where they could do no more harm. It was a feat of engineering that required not only physical strength, but also ingenuity and wisdom. Yu worked with the earth, shaping it with his hands, guiding it with his mind, and overcoming the very forces of nature that had once seemed insurmountable. The labor was immense, and the challenges were many. The floodwaters were not easily controlled, and each step forward was met with setbacks. But Yu's resolve was like a beacon in the storm. He inspired those around him, showing them that even in the darkest times, there was a glimmer of hope if one was willing to fight for it. Years passed, and Yu's efforts began to bear fruit. The floodwaters started to recede, revealing the land that had been hidden beneath them. The canals and dikes he had built were working, and the once mighty flood was being tamed. The people who had once been lost in despair now saw a future in the land that was being reclaimed. Yu's victory over the flood was not just a triumph of engineering, but a testament to his spirit. His perseverance had brought relief to his people and had given them a chance to rebuild their lives. The land, now free from the relentless waters, became fertile once more, and the people rejoiced. In the aftermath of the flood, Yu's achievements were celebrated, and his name became synonymous with courage and leadership. His heroism was not just in his ability to control the waters, but in his willingness to sacrifice everything for the good of his people. He had given them hope when all seemed lost and had shown them that even the greatest challenges could be overcome with determination and heart. Yu's legacy did not end with the flood. He went on to establish the Xiao dynasty, the first dynasty in Chinese history, which marked the beginning of a new era. His leadership brought stability and prosperity, and his story became a symbol of the strength and resilience of the human spirit. The myth of Yu the Great is a powerful reminder of what one person can achieve when driven by love and dedication. His story continues to inspire, a beacon of hope that shines through the ages, showing that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the courage to stand up and make a difference can change the world. In the vast tapestry of ancient China, where legends flow like rivers through history, there are stories that shine with an enduring brilliance. Among these tales are the legends of King Yao, King Shun, and King Yu, three sage kings whose lives and deeds have left an indelible mark on the hearts of generations. Their stories are not just about rulers, but about the virtues that define true leadership, virtues that still resonate deeply with us today. King Yao's story begins in an age when the land was in turmoil, beset by natural disasters and moral decay. Yao was a king unlike any other. His reign was marked by a commitment to justice and compassion. He is remembered not only for his wisdom, but for his humility and sense of duty. Yao's kingdom was filled with hardship, yet he ruled with a fairness that inspired his people. What sets Yao apart in the annals of history is his willingness to listen and adapt. When the needs of the people called for new ways to manage the land and its resources, Yao did not rely solely on his own judgment. Instead, he sought the counsel of the most knowledgeable and virtuous individuals of his time. His leadership was characterized by a deep respect for the wisdom of others, and this earned him the love and respect of his subjects. The legend of King Shun follows closely behind, and it is a story of perseverance and virtue against incredible odds. Born into a humble family, Shun's early life was marked by suffering and hardship. His father and stepmother mistreated him, yet he faced these trials with a grace and dignity that set him apart. Shun's story is one of relentless goodness and resilience. Despite his personal trials, he remained steadfast in his commitment to righteousness. When Shun's virtues came to the attention of Yao, the great king saw in Shun a worthy successor. It is said that Yao recognized Shun's unyielding character and moral integrity as the qualities needed to guide the kingdom. The transfer of power from Yao to Shun was not just a passing of the crown, but a passing of the mantle of virtue. Shun's rise to the throne was a testament to the idea that true leadership comes from a place of unwavering goodness and dedication. As Shun's reign progressed, he faced challenges that tested his resolve. Yet, his leadership was marked by his deep concern for his people. He was a king who did not rule from afar, but lived among his subjects, sharing their hardships and joys. His reign was characterized by efforts to improve the lives of the common people, and he is remembered for his kindness and his ability to listen to the needs of his subjects. The final figure in this revered trio is King Yu, whose legend follows the great flood that had ravaged the land. Yu's story is one of extraordinary perseverance and sacrifice. The great flood that threatened to destroy the land was a challenge that seemed insurmountable. Yet Yu's determination to overcome this disaster became the defining story of his life. Yu's approach to the flood was a blend of ingenuity and tireless effort. Unlike his father, who attempted to control the waters through barriers, Yu understood that he needed to guide the floodwaters through a system of canals and channels. His work was grueling and took many years, but Yu's dedication never wavered. His efforts not only saved the land, but also laid the groundwork for future generations. Yu's achievements did not go unnoticed. He was honored as a great leader, not just for his role in controlling the flood, but for his ability to unite and inspire people through his actions. His leadership marked the beginning of the Xiao dynasty, the first dynasty in Chinese history. Yu's legacy is a powerful reminder of the impact that one person's dedication and selflessness can have on the course of history. Together, the legends of Yao, Shun, and Yu form a tapestry of leadership defined by virtue, perseverance, and compassion. These sage kings are celebrated not just for their accomplishments, but for the principles they embodied. Their stories have transcended time, becoming a source of inspiration and a benchmark for what it means to lead with integrity. Their lives remind us that true leadership is not about wielding power, but about guiding with wisdom and caring deeply for the well-being of others. The tales of Yao, Shan, and Yu continue to resonate, serving as timeless reminders of the power of virtue and the enduring legacy of those who lead with heart and honor. In a time long past, where legends wove through the fabric of reality and fantasy, there was a tale of love so profound it seemed to reach across the bounds of the natural world. It was the story of a beautiful snake spirit who took human form and the man who loved her, a love that defied the very essence of their worlds. The story begins in a lush and vibrant land where the river ran clear and the mountains stood tall, shrouded in mist and mystery. Among the hidden corners of this landscape lived a white snake, a spirit of elegance and grace, who possessed the power to transform into a beautiful woman. Her name was Baisujin. For centuries, she had roamed the earth, longing for a life of love and belonging. One day, Baisujin, in her human guise, ventured into a bustling city, where the streets were alive with the colors and sounds of everyday life. It was there that her eyes fell upon a young scholar named Su Xian. Su Xian was kind-hearted and pure, his life dedicated to studying and helping others. Their paths crossed in the most serendipitous of ways, and a spark ignited between them that neither had ever felt before. Su Xian was instantly captivated by Baisujin's beauty and grace. To him, she was a vision from a dream, a breath of fresh air in a world filled with routine and mundane. Baisujin, in turn, found in Su Xian a soul that resonated with her own desires for love and a simple, meaningful life. They spent their days together, sharing stories and laughter, finding solace in each other's company. The bond between them grew stronger with each passing moment. However, their love was not without its trials. Baisujin was not just any woman, she was a spirit, and her true nature was hidden from Su Xian. She knew that revealing her secret could mean losing everything she had come to cherish. Still, as their love deepened, she struggled with the burden of her concealed identity. One fateful day, Su Xian fell gravely ill. Baisujin, desperate to save him, used her magical powers to heal him. She brought him herbs from the mountains, preparing a potion that would restore his health. Su Xian recovered, but the revelation of Baisujin's true form was inevitable. It was during this period that Baisujin's arch-nemesis, a powerful monk named Fahai, discovered her secret. Fahai was a guardian of the sacred and the divine, and he saw Baisujin's transformation as a threat to the natural order. Convinced that her love for Su Xian was a danger to the world, he sought to separate them. He confronted Baisujin, demanding that she reveal her true form to Su Xian and abandon her human life. His intent was to destroy the love that had blossomed between them. In a moment of profound sorrow and heartache, Baisujin chose to reveal her true self to Su Xian. With tears in her eyes, she transformed back into her snake form before his astonished gaze. Su Xian's initial shock was replaced with a deep, unshakable understanding. He realized that the woman he loved was indeed a spirit, but her heart and soul were as pure and loving as he had always known. Despite his newfound knowledge, Su Xian's love for Baisujin remained unwavering. The two of them decided to confront Fahai together. In a climactic confrontation, Baisujin and Su Xian faced the monk's wrath, determined to protect their love. The battle was fierce, and the struggles were immense, but their love and dedication to each other gave them strength. Ultimately, Fahai's power proved overwhelming. To save Su Xian, Baisujin was forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. She chose to return to the mountains, leaving Su Xian behind, but not without leaving a piece of her heart with him. Her departure was a moment of profound sadness, a separation that left a void in both their lives. As the years passed, Su Xian lived with the memory of Baisujin, cherishing the love they had shared. Baisujin, in her eternal form, continued to watch over him from afar, her heart forever bound to the man she loved. The love between them became a tale that was told across generations, a story of how love could bridge the gap between worlds, defy the odds, and endure despite the greatest of challenges. The legend of Baisujin and Su Xian is not just a tale of romance, but a story of unwavering devotion, sacrifice, and the belief that true love transcends even the boundaries of the supernatural. Their story is a testament to the power of love, showing that even in the face of adversity and separation, the heart's deepest yearnings remain forever entwined. In a world where valor was often reserved for men, a singular figure emerged, defying expectations and rewriting the rules of bravery. Her name was Hua Mulan, a legendary woman whose courage and determination became the stuff of myth. Her story is not just about battles and wars, but about the profound love for her family and the strength of the human spirit. The tale of Mulan begins in a time of great turmoil. The kingdom was under threat from a fierce enemy, and the call to arms went out across the land. Every family was required to send a male member to the front lines, a duty that left many homes in despair. Among these families was Mulan's, where her father was an elderly man who had already served his time. The weight of his impending conscription was a heavy burden that threatened to break the family. Mulan, seeing her father's plight and driven by a deep sense of duty and love, made a heart-wrenching decision. She would disguise herself as a man and take her father's place in the army. This was not merely an act of bravery, it was an act of pure, selfless love. Mulan knew the risks she faced. If discovered, she could face severe punishment or even death. Yet, her resolve was unshakable. With a heavy heart and a determined spirit, she donned the armor and took up the sword. The journey was fraught with challenges from the very beginning. Mulan had to endure rigorous training and the harsh realities of military life. Each day was a battle not only against the enemy but also against the fear of being exposed. Despite the difficulties, Mulan's skills shone brightly. She was quick to learn, fiercely determined, and exceptionally brave. Her comrades, initially unaware of her true identity, began to respect her for her prowess and leadership. As Mulan proved herself on the battlefield, her bravery and strategic mind earned her the admiration of her fellow soldiers. She fought alongside them, her spirit unwavering, her heart driven by the thought of returning home to her family. Each victory, each defeat, was a testament to her strength and resilience. But the heart of Mulan's story is not just about the battles she fought, but the sacrifices she made. The secrecy of her identity weighed heavily on her. There were moments when the strain of maintaining her disguise and the fear of discovery were almost too much to bear. Yet, she pressed on, driven by the hope that her sacrifice would protect her family and honor her father's legacy. The turning point in her journey came during a pivotal battle where the enemy's strength seemed insurmountable. Mulan, using her wits and the skills she had honed, devised a plan that would change the course of the war. Her strategy was daring and bold, reflecting her bravery and quick thinking. With courage that matched the greatest of heroes, she led her troops to victory, turning the tide and saving her kingdom from certain defeat. Her valor did not go unnoticed. The emperor himself honored her for her heroic deeds, recognizing the incredible sacrifice she had made. Yet, even with the accolades and recognition, Mulan's greatest joy was the thought of returning to her family, to the simple life she had left behind. When the time came for her to reveal her true identity, the shock and awe of her fellow soldiers were palpable. Mulan, once just a humble daughter, was now celebrated as a warrior whose heart and courage had saved a nation. The story of Mulan is not merely about the heroic deeds of a warrior, but about the strength of a woman who defied the odds. It is a tale of selfless love, unyielding courage, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Her story has inspired generations, a reminder that true bravery comes not from the absence of fear, but from the courage to face it. Mulan's legend is a beacon of hope, illustrating that even in the darkest of times, one person's dedication and love can shine through, altering the course of history and touching the hearts of all who hear her tale. In the whispers of ancient legends and the songs of old storytellers, there are tales that capture the imagination and touch the heart. Among these timeless stories are the adventures of the 8 Immortals, celestial figures revered in Taoism. These 8 beings are not just symbols of immortality but embodiments of virtues, wisdom, and the magical essence of life itself. Each of the 8 Immortals is unique, with their own distinct character and story. They are celebrated not only for their divine powers but for their very human qualities, making them relatable and deeply beloved figures in Chinese folklore. The leader among them is Lu Dongbin, a sage who wields a sword capable of vanquishing demons and evil spirits. Yet, his greatest power lies in his wisdom and kindness. Lu Dongbin was once an ordinary scholar, struggling with his own doubts and failures. Through his quest for enlightenment, he became one of the Immortals, symbolizing the triumph of wisdom over ignorance and the journey from struggle to divine understanding. Then there is Xingu, the only female immortal, renowned for her beauty and grace. She carries a magical lotus flower that can heal and grant wishes. Her story is one of purity and compassion, representing the nurturing and healing aspects of the divine. Xingu's presence brings a sense of calm and tranquility, a reminder of the gentle strength found in kindness. Another is Zhongli Quan, known for his ability to turn stone into gold with his magical fan. He is often depicted as a rugged, older man with a beard and a deep sense of humor. Zhongli Quan's tale is one of wealth and generosity, showing that true richness comes not from material possessions but from sharing one's fortunes with others. The immortal who rides a donkey and carries a bamboo staff is Li Taiguai. His story is both tragic and inspiring. Once a wealthy and arrogant man, Li Taiguai became an immortal after a series of trials that taught him humility and compassion. His staff has the power to cure illness, and he is often seen helping those in need, symbolizing the transformative power of kindness and the importance of empathy. Han Zhongli is another of the 8 immortals, known for his ability to summon clouds and mist. He is often portrayed as a jolly, round-faced figure who enjoys a good laugh and the company of others. Han Zhongli's presence represents the joy and simplicity of life, reminding us that happiness and lightheartedness are as important as any divine power. Another prominent figure is Chao Guizhou, who was once a prince. He carries a pair of castanets and is often seen dressed in official attire. His story is one of redemption and the relinquishing of power. Chao Guizhou's journey from royalty to immortality reflects the idea that true greatness lies in humility and the willingness to leave behind one's ego. Lu Yukai, a scholar who loves learning and sharing knowledge, is also among the 8 immortals. His wisdom and scholarly achievements are celebrated, and his adventures often involve teaching and guiding others. Lu Yotsai's tale highlights the value of education and the importance of spreading knowledge for the benefit of all. Lastly, there is Zhang Guolao, who is known for his unique mode of travel. He rides an old donkey that can fold up and be carried under his arm when not in use. Zhang Guolao's story is one of simplicity and eccentricity, showing that even the most extraordinary beings can have a touch of the whimsical. Together, the 8 immortals embark on adventures that span the heavens and the earth, battling evil, spreading joy, and teaching invaluable lessons. Their stories are filled with magic, humor, and wisdom, each tale woven with threads of human experience and divine grace. They embody virtues such as generosity, humility, and the pursuit of knowledge, offering timeless lessons that continue to resonate through the ages. Their legends remind us that immortality is not merely about living forever, but about the lasting impact one can have on the world. The 8 immortals, with their extraordinary abilities and very human qualities, show us that the path to greatness is paved with compassion, wisdom, and an open heart. Their adventures, brimming with magic and moral teachings, continue to inspire and touch the hearts of those who hear their tales, transcending time and culture with a message that remains as powerful as ever. In the cozy heart of every Chinese home, where the aroma of daily meals fills the air, a quiet but important figure watches over the kitchen, a deity known as Zhao Jun, the kitchen god. His presence is felt in every stir of the pot and every sizzle in the pan, for he is the guardian of the kitchen and the keeper of culinary secrets. Zhao Jun, often depicted as an elderly man with a kind face, holds a special place in the pantheon of Chinese gods. His role might seem modest compared to the grand figures of the celestial court, but his influence is deeply personal and profoundly significant. Each year, he performs a duty that is both critical and ceremonial, reporting to the Jade Emperor, the supreme ruler of heaven, about the activities of every household. The story of Zhao Jun begins with his appointment as the kitchen god. As the guardian of the home's hearth, his responsibility is to ensure that the kitchen remains a place of harmony and nourishment. His blessings ensure that meals are plentiful, that the family remains healthy, and that the cooking process is smooth and successful. Every year, just before the Lunar New Year, Zhao Jun prepares for his most important task. On the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month, families across China prepare to bid farewell to the kitchen god for his annual journey to heaven. This is a time when he must report on the year's events to the Jade Emperor. The kitchen god's report is crucial. It details the family's behavior, their prosperity, and their challenges throughout the year. To ensure that the report is favorable, families perform a special ritual. They offer Zhao Jun sweets and other treats, hoping to sweeten his report to the Jade Emperor. The idea is that if the kitchen god is pleased, he will speak kindly of the family, and their fortunes for the coming year will be blessed. It is a heartfelt gesture of gratitude and respect, acknowledging the kitchen god's role in their daily lives. As Zhao Jun prepares to leave, families might burn his likeness in the stove, sending him off with their best wishes. This act symbolizes the release of his spirit to travel to the heavens. The ritual signifies a fresh start for the new year, clearing away any past grievances and welcoming new opportunities with open hearts. The kitchen god's return to heaven is not just about reporting to the Jade Emperor, it is also a moment of reflection for families. As Zhao Jun departs, they look back on the past year, contemplating their own actions and the role they played in shaping their fortunes. The ritual is a moment of reckoning and renewal, a chance to set intentions for the year ahead. In the days following Zhao Jun's departure, families prepare for his return. They clean their kitchens and make offerings to welcome him back, hoping for his continued protection and blessings. His return is seen as a renewal of the family's connection with the divine, a way to start the year with a clean slate and positive energy. Zhao Jun's role, though less visible than other deities, is deeply felt in the everyday lives of those who revere him. His presence in the kitchen is a reminder of the importance of nourishment and the sanctity of the home. Through his annual reports and the rituals associated with him, families express their appreciation for the abundance and harmony that he helps maintain. The kitchen god story is a touching reflection of the way in which everyday moments and simple acts are intertwined with the divine. It highlights the belief that the mundane aspects of life are not separate from the sacred but are, in fact, deeply connected. Zhao Jun's role underscores the idea that the divine is present in all aspects of life, from grand celestial affairs to the humble kitchen hearth. His story is a reminder that even in the small, seemingly insignificant parts of life, there is a place for reverence and gratitude. It illustrates the profound connection between the sacred and the everyday, showing that every aspect of life, no matter how humble, is worthy of respect and care. Through Zhao Jun, we see that the divine is not only in the heavens, but also in the heart of our homes, watching over us and guiding us with a gentle, loving hand. In the lush mountains of ancient China, where myths and legends take root, there lives a figure who embodies both boundless mischief and profound transformation, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. His story begins with a humble birth from a magical stone, but it swiftly evolves into an epic tale of rebellion, adventure, and enlightenment. Sun Wukong, known for his incredible strength and intelligence, was no ordinary monkey. From a young age, he displayed remarkable abilities that set him apart. His curiosity led him to seek out the secrets of immortality and invincibility. With an insatiable desire to overcome death itself, Sun Wukong embarked on a quest that would transform him from a mere trickster into a legendary hero. He studied under a master who taught him the ancient arts of Taoist magic. Through rigorous training, Sun Wukong learned to perform extraordinary feats, such as traveling vast distances in the blink of an eye and transforming into various creatures. His prowess earned him the title of Great Sage Equal to Heaven, a recognition that would soon set him on a collision course with the celestial order. Sun Wukong's ambition led him to challenge the gods themselves. His defiance began when he stormed the heavens, demanding a place among the divine beings. His rebellious spirit and unmatched skills made him a formidable adversary. The celestial beings, unprepared for such audacity, struggled to contain him. Sun Wukong's escapades were marked by daring escapes and bold confrontations, and his antics became the stuff of legend. Yet, His relentless pursuit of power and immortality led him to a moment of reckoning. After his rebellion was crushed by the combined might of the gods, he was imprisoned under a mountain by the Buddha himself. For 500 years, Sun Wukong lay trapped, reflecting on his actions and the path he had chosen. It was in this solitude that his transformation began. The tale of Sun Wukong took a new turn when he was given a chance at redemption. He was released from his prison to accompany the monk Tang Seng on a sacred pilgrimage to retrieve Buddhist scriptures. This journey was not just a physical one, but a spiritual quest for enlightenment. Sun Wukong's role was to protect Tang Seng and his companions from the many dangers they would face along the way. As the Monkey King traveled with Tang Seng, his character began to evolve. The trials they faced were not merely battles with demons and monsters, but tests of Sun Wukong's growing wisdom and compassion. His mischief and arrogance slowly gave way to a deeper understanding of humility and selflessness. Each challenge he overcame brought him closer to the enlightenment he had once sought in vain. Sun Wukong's transformation was not instantaneous. He struggled with his own flaws, battling his inner demons as fiercely as he fought external enemies. His journey was marked by moments of doubt and struggle, but also by profound acts of bravery and sacrifice. His loyalty to Tang Seng and his willingness to protect his companions showcased a newfound sense of purpose. Through every trial, Sun Wukong's character deepened. The mischievous monkey who once defied the heavens became a symbol of redemption and enlightenment. His adventures, filled with daring escapades and heart-stopping encounters, were also filled with moments of introspection and growth. The Monkey King's story is one of transformation, showing that even the most rebellious spirits can find their way to wisdom and grace. As the pilgrimage drew to a close, Sun Wukong had not only fulfilled his duty but also discovered a greater truth about himself. His journey from mischief to enlightenment was a testament to the power of transformation and the enduring possibility of redemption. The Monkey King, once a figure of chaos, had become a beacon of virtue and wisdom, embodying the very essence of the spiritual quest. Sun Wukong's tale resonates deeply with the human experience. It speaks of the struggle to overcome our own flaws, the quest for meaning, and the possibility of change. His adventures, though fantastical, mirror the real challenges we face in our own lives. They remind us that even in the face of our greatest mistakes, there is always the potential for growth and redemption. In the end, Sun Wukong's story is not just a legend of magical feats and celestial battles, but a profound exploration of the journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment. His rise from mischief to wisdom touches the heart, offering a powerful reminder that even the wildest of spirits can find their path to grace and understanding. In the heart of the Chinese mythological landscape, where the heavens and the seas intertwine, there stands a majestic gateway, a celestial threshold guarded by beings of immense power and grace. This gateway is not just a boundary between worlds, but a passage that links the earthly and the divine. Beyond this gate lie the four dragon kings, rulers of the seas and custodians of the watery realms. Their story is one of grandeur, responsibility, and a profound connection to the celestial order. The four dragon kings are more than mere sea gods. They are the custodians of the oceans, each ruling over one of the four great seas that encircle the world. They are revered as both protectors and rulers, with a sacred duty to maintain the balance of nature and oversee the flow of waters that sustain life. The first of these dragon kings is the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea. His realm is the vast Pacific Ocean, a domain of endless horizons and untamed waves. His presence is felt in the rolling tides and the gentle caresses of ocean breezes. He is known for his wisdom and the way he governs the rhythms of the sea, ensuring that the waters are both bounteous and serene. To the south lies the Dragon King of the Southern Sea. His domain is the warm and turbulent South China Sea. He is a figure of great strength and courage, commanding the fierce storms and the powerful currents that sweep through his waters. His role is crucial in controlling the storms and ensuring that they bring rain without causing devastation. In the west, the Dragon King of the Western Sea oversees the great Indian Ocean. His realm is a place of mystery and depth, filled with hidden treasures and ancient secrets. He is a guardian of ancient knowledge and a mediator of the deep, ensuring that the waters remain a source of life and wonder for all who dwell within them. Finally, the Dragon King of the Northern Sea rules over the icy expanses of the Arctic Ocean. His domain is characterized by its stark beauty and the formidable challenges of its climate. He is a symbol of endurance and resilience, governing the icy waters and the polar currents with a steady hand. These dragon kings are more than rulers of their respective seas, they are integral to the celestial balance. Their connection to the heavenly gate, the threshold between the mortal world and the divine, is a symbol of the unity between the heavens and the earth. Through this gate, they communicate with the celestial deities, ensuring that the balance of nature is maintained and that the natural order remains intact. The Dragon King's responsibilities are not just about controlling the seas, but also about ensuring harmony between the celestial and earthly realms. Their role is to maintain the flow of waters that nourish the lands, support life, and influence the weather. They are seen as intermediaries between the heavens and the earth, ensuring that the divine will is reflected in the natural world. Their connection to the celestial realm is a testament to the deep intertwining of the spiritual and natural worlds in Chinese mythology. The Dragon Kings are revered not just for their power, but for their role in sustaining life and preserving harmony. Their presence is a reminder of the sacred relationship between humanity and nature and the responsibility that comes with it. In stories and legends, the Dragon Kings are often depicted as regal and benevolent beings, but their authority is not without challenges. They must navigate the complexities of their domains and address the needs and concerns of both the mortal and divine worlds. Their power is immense, but it is wielded with wisdom and a sense of duty. The four Dragon Kings' connection to the heavenly gate symbolizes the profound link between the sea and the sky, between the earth and the heavens. It is a reminder that the natural world is not separate from the divine, but is a reflection of it. Their role as guardians and rulers is a testament to the intricate and beautiful balance that sustains the world. Their story touches the heart with its blend of majesty and responsibility. It speaks of the deep respect for nature and the divine, and the delicate balance that must be maintained to ensure harmony and prosperity. The four Dragon Kings stand as a reminder of the profound connection between the heavens and the earth, and the sacred duty of those who hold the power to influence the natural world. Through their legend, we are reminded of the beauty and mystery of the oceans, the strength of nature, and the sacred balance that sustains all life. The Dragon Kings are not just mythic figures, but symbols of the deep reverence and responsibility we hold towards the natural world and the divine forces that shape our existence. In ancient China, the conception of the afterlife was a realm as rich and intricate as the landscape of their myths and legends. The afterlife was not seen as a mere end, but as a continuation of the journey, a place where the soul transitioned to a new existence. This belief profoundly influenced burial customs and rituals, creating a tapestry of practices designed to honor the deceased and ensure their safe passage into the next world. The Chinese believed that after death, the soul embarked on a journey to the afterlife, which was a complex and layered realm. They envisioned it as a place where the soul would encounter challenges and undergo various judgments before reaching its final destination. This belief was deeply intertwined with the concepts of karma and moral conduct, shaping how people lived their lives and prepared for their death. One of the central figures in this vision of the afterlife was Yama, the king of the Underworld. In ancient Chinese belief, Yama was responsible for judging the souls of the deceased. He presided over the trial where souls were assessed based on their earthly deeds. Those who lived virtuous lives were granted a favorable outcome, while those who had led less honorable lives faced trials and punishment. To assist the deceased in their journey and ensure a favorable judgment, elaborate burial customs and rituals were performed. These rituals were not only a way to show respect, but also a way to provide the deceased with everything they might need in the afterlife. It was believed that the spirit needed comfort and security in their new realm, just as they had in their earthly life. The preparation of the body was a crucial aspect of these customs. The deceased were carefully washed, dressed in fine garments, and placed in a beautifully decorated coffin. This careful preparation was thought to ensure that the soul would find peace and comfort in the afterlife. It was believed that neglecting these rituals could leave the soul unsettled and wandering. Grave goods, which included items such as food, clothing, and personal belongings, were buried with the deceased. These items were intended to accompany the soul and provide for their needs in the afterlife. For wealthy individuals, the burial could include elaborate items like jade, bronze vessels, and even miniature replicas of their earthly possessions. These offerings were believed to help the deceased in their journey and ensure their comfort in the afterlife. The importance of family and ancestral worship was another key aspect of the afterlife beliefs. Ancestors were thought to watch over their descendants and provide guidance and protection. As a result, regular offerings and rituals were performed to honor and appease these spirits. Families would visit the gravesites, offer food and incense, and perform rituals to maintain a connection with their ancestors and ensure their continued favor. Festivals and ceremonies also played a significant role in honoring the deceased and celebrating their memory. The most notable of these was the Chang'e festival, also known as Tomb Sweeping Day. During this time, families would gather to clean and repair gravesites, offer food, and perform rituals to pay respects to their ancestors. This festival was a time of reflection and gratitude, a moment to remember and honor those who had passed away. The beliefs surrounding the afterlife also influenced architectural and artistic expressions. Tombs and burial sites were often designed to reflect the deceased's status and aspirations. The grandeur of a tomb could signify the respect and honor bestowed upon the individual. The inclusion of murals, inscriptions, and symbolic representations in the tombs was meant to convey the deceased's virtues and achievements, ensuring that their legacy would endure. The concept of the afterlife in Chinese culture was not just about the transition from life to death, but a reflection of the values and beliefs of the living. It shaped how people lived their lives, how they prepared for death, and how they honored their ancestors. The elaborate rituals and customs were a testament to the deep respect and love that families held for their deceased loved ones. These practices and beliefs created a profound connection between the living and the dead, bridging the gap between the earthly and the divine. They offered comfort and reassurance to those who remained, knowing that their loved ones were cared for and remembered in the afterlife. The reverence for ancestors and the care taken in burial customs were expressions of enduring love and respect, ensuring that the bonds between generations would remain unbroken. In the shadowed corners of Chinese mythology, there exists a realm shrouded in both fear and fascination, Du, the Chinese Underworld. This is not a place of eternal torment, but a complex system of justice and purification, where souls face their past deeds and are guided toward their final destiny. Du is an intricate and multi-layered world beneath the earth, often described as a vast, dark labyrinth. It is divided into numerous levels, each representing a different aspect of judgment and punishment. Each level is a distinct realm where souls confront the consequences of their actions during their lifetimes. At the heart of Du is a figure of immense authority and dread, Yama, the king of the underworld. Yama is the ruler who presides over the trials and judgments of the deceased. His role is not merely to punish, but to assess and guide souls based on their earthly deeds. He embodies both justice and mercy, ensuring that each soul receives a fate that reflects their moral conduct. The journey through Du begins with the soul's arrival at the gates of the underworld, where they are met by Yama's assistants. These gatekeepers are responsible for guiding the souls through the various stages of judgment. The initial judgment occurs here, where the soul's actions are weighed and recorded, determining the nature of their journey through Du. One of the most striking features of Du is its array of hellish realms, each designed to purify the soul in different ways. The first realm is often depicted as a place of suffering and torment. Here, the soul might face various trials that reflect their misdeeds, whether through physical pain or psychological anguish. This stage is meant to cleanse the soul of its earthly sins and prepare it for further judgment. Beyond the first realm, the soul might pass through a series of courts, each presided over by different judges. These judges are responsible for meting out punishments and ensuring that justice is served. The trials they conduct are designed to be both fair and reflective of the soul's actions. The punishments are not arbitrary but are intended to be directly related to the nature of the sins committed during life. One of the most memorable aspects of Du is its vivid and often horrifying depictions of punishment. For example, some realms are portrayed as having fiery pits where souls are burned to atone for their wrongdoings. Others depict freezing landscapes where souls suffer from the cold as a reflection of their past actions. These depictions are meant to underscore the severity of moral transgressions and the need for purification. However, Du is not solely a place of punishment. It is also a realm of transformation and redemption. As souls progress through the various levels, they have the opportunity to atone for their sins and earn their way to a better state of existence. This process is seen as a journey of purification, where the soul gradually sheds the impurities accumulated during its earthly life. The ultimate goal in Du is not eternal suffering but eventual reincarnation and rebirth. After undergoing the trials and receiving the necessary purification, a soul is given the chance to be reborn into a new life. This cycle of death, judgment, and rebirth reflects the belief in continual growth and transformation. It is a chance for the soul to start anew, with the hope of a better future and a more virtuous life. The complexity and depth of Du reflect a broader understanding of morality and justice in Chinese culture. It is a realm where every action is accounted for and where there is a clear path to redemption. The vivid imagery and intricate details serve as a reminder of the moral weight of one's actions and the importance of living a righteous life. Through its depiction of punishment, judgment, and redemption, Du underscores the belief that every soul is given a fair chance to atone for its misdeeds and strive for a better existence. It embodies the principles of justice and mercy, offering a vision of the afterlife that is as much about transformation and hope as it is about judgment and punishment. In the dark, echoing halls of the underworld, there sits a figure of profound authority and solemnity, Yama, the king of the dead. In Chinese mythology, Yama stands as the ultimate judge of the afterlife, a figure whose role is as weighty as it is crucial. His presence is both feared and revered, as he oversees the fate of souls who enter the mysterious realm of Du, the Chinese underworld. Yama's domain is not merely a place of torment, but a place of balance and justice. He is the arbiter of morality, determining the course each soul must take based on their actions in life. When a soul arrives at the gates of Du, it is Yama who first encounters them, his gaze as piercing as the truth he delivers. He is not just a figure of judgment but a keeper of cosmic balance, ensuring that every soul receives a fate that aligns with their earthly deeds. The scene is both awe-inspiring and intimidating. Yama's courtroom is a place where the gravity of one's actions becomes palpable. Souls stand before him, their past actions laid bare for scrutiny. With an air of unyielding authority, Yama listens to the accounts of their lives, weighing their virtues and vices with an impartial hand. His role is not to inflict suffering for its own sake, but to ensure that justice is served, providing a fair and equitable assessment of each soul's life. Each soul's journey through Du is a reflection of their life's actions. Those who led lives of virtue and kindness might find their path smoother, with opportunities for redemption and rebirth. Conversely, those who acted with cruelty or deceit face trials and suffering as part of their purification process. Yama's judgment is both a reckoning and a chance for the soul to atone and grow. His decisions are a blend of severity and compassion, embodying the principle that every soul deserves both accountability and the opportunity for transformation. The role of Yama extends beyond mere judgment. He is also a guide, leading souls through the various levels of Du. His authority is not only about dispensing justice, but also about providing direction and support as souls navigate the complex and often harrowing landscape of the afterlife. In this sense, Yama acts as a shepherd of souls, ensuring that they face their past actions and move toward a more enlightened state. One of the most striking aspects of Yama's role is his connection to the moral fabric of Chinese culture. His judgments are not arbitrary but reflect the deep-seated values and principles of justice that pervade the culture. The severity of punishments and the intricacies of the trials in Du are a direct manifestation of the moral expectations placed upon individuals during their lives. Yama's role serves as a constant reminder of the importance of living a life of integrity and honor, as the consequences of one's actions extend beyond the mortal realm. Despite his formidable presence, Yama's role is imbued with a sense of purpose and fairness. He is not a figure of senseless cruelty, but a symbol of the universal principle that actions have consequences. His judgments are a testament to the belief that the universe is governed by a moral order, where every action is accounted for and every soul is given a chance to seek redemption. In the shadowy corridors of Du, where the echoes of past deeds reverberate through the ages, Yama stands as a figure of both dread and respect. His role as the king of the dead is not just about administering justice, but about upholding the moral integrity of the universe. Through his judgments, he ensures that the cosmic balance is maintained and that every soul has the opportunity to confront their past and seek a better future. Yama's presence in Chinese mythology serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of living a life of virtue and the enduring belief in the moral order of the universe. He is a figure who embodies the complexity of justice and the hope for redemption, reflecting the deep-seated values and principles that shape the understanding of the afterlife in Chinese culture. In the midst of summer's heat, a chill descends upon the living world as the Ghost Festival approaches. This ancient festival, rooted in deep myth and tradition, brings with it the haunting presence of the hungry ghosts. The festival, held on the 15th day of the 7th lunar month, is a time when the veil between the living and the dead grows thin, allowing spirits to wander freely among the living. The Ghost Festival, also known as the Hungry Ghost Festival, is steeped in tales of restless souls and the desperate hunger of spirits who have not found peace. According to legend, during this time, the gates of the Underworld open, releasing the ghosts who have been trapped or forgotten. These spirits, known as hungry ghosts, roam the earth in search of food, comfort, and solace. The hungry ghosts are not like the benevolent ancestors or revered spirits that are honored in other festivals. Instead, they are depicted as emaciated and tormented souls, suffering from insatiable hunger and thirst. Their stomachs are often portrayed as tiny, their throats as narrow, making it impossible for them to satisfy their endless cravings. They wander the earth with hollow eyes, a haunting reminder of the suffering they endure. The origins of these hungry ghosts are varied and often tragic. Some are believed to be souls who met untimely deaths or who lived lives marked by greed and selfishness. Others are thought to be those who did not receive proper funerary rites or whose families neglected to honor them properly. These spirits are trapped in a limbo of perpetual hunger and thirst, their suffering a reflection of their unfulfilled desires and unclean deeds. During the Ghost Festival, families prepare offerings to appease these wandering spirits. Tables are set with food, incense, and paper money, which are burned as a symbolic gesture of providing for the ghosts. The food is left out for the spirits to take, while the paper money is meant to offer them financial relief in the afterlife. This act of generosity is believed to help alleviate the suffering of the hungry ghosts and to show respect for the spirits. Festivities during the Ghost Festival also include elaborate rituals and ceremonies to ensure the safety and well-being of the living. People perform rites to ward off evil spirits and to ensure that their ancestors are honored properly. Temples hold special prayers and ceremonies to help guide the spirits toward a better place and to prevent them from causing harm to the living. One of the most poignant aspects of the festival is the sense of empathy and compassion it fosters. The hungry ghosts are a reminder of the importance of filial piety and the care for one's ancestors. The festival underscores the belief that even after death, family bonds and responsibilities continue. It is a time to reflect on the lives of those who have passed and to ensure that they are not forgotten. The Ghost Festival is also a time for community and togetherness. Neighbors come together to share in the offerings and to participate in the rituals. It is a time when people set aside their differences and work collectively to honor the spirits and to seek protection from any wandering ghosts. The festival fosters a sense of unity and shared responsibility for the well-being of both the living and the dead. As night falls during the Ghost Festival, lanterns are lit and released into the sky. These lanterns serve as beacons for the lost souls, guiding them and illuminating their path. The light symbolizes hope and the belief that, despite their suffering, the spirits can find their way to peace. The floating lanterns, with their gentle glow, offer a visual representation of the compassion and care extended to the hungry ghosts. In the midst of these rituals and offerings, there is a deep and resonant emotion, a poignant reminder of the fragile line between life and death, and the enduring connections that bind families together across the ages. The Ghost Festival is not just about appeasing spirits, but about honoring the enduring love and respect for those who came before, ensuring that their memories are cherished and their souls find rest. The festival's myths and customs, steeped in both fear and compassion, reflect a deep understanding of the human condition and the importance of remembering those who have passed. Through the rituals and offerings, the living acknowledge the struggles of the hungry ghosts and strive to provide them with the peace and solace they seek. The Ghost Festival remains a powerful and touching testament to the enduring bond between the living and the dead. In the shadowy edges of the underworld, where the mist swirls and the echoes of forgotten souls linger, there exists a mystical river known as the River of Forgetfulness. This river, shrouded in ancient legend and mystery, is guarded by the enigmatic goddess Mengpa. Her role is both profound and poignant, touching the lives of every soul as they journey through the cycle of reincarnation. Mengpa, a figure both feared and revered, is the keeper of the river's powerful waters. She is often depicted as a solemn, wise figure with an otherworldly presence. Her gaze is as deep as the river she tends, reflecting a mixture of compassion and sadness. As souls prepare to move from one life to another, Mengpa serves a crucial function. She administers a potion to each soul, a concoction of forgetfulness that ensures they leave behind the burdens of their past lives. The River of Forgetfulness flows through the underworld like a dark ribbon, its waters imbued with the essence of all that has been lost and forsaken. Souls approaching the river find themselves at a crossroads, on the brink of a new beginning but carrying the weight of countless memories from lives gone by. The potion Mengpa provides is not merely a drink but a key to a fresh start, allowing souls to shed their past pains, regrets, and attachments. Mengpa's task is both merciful and bittersweet. As she hands over the potion, she watches with a heart heavy with the weight of each soul's journey. She understands the pain of erasing memories, but also the necessity of it. Without this act of forgetfulness, the souls would carry with them the sorrows and mistakes of their previous lives, potentially clouding their new beginnings. Mengpa's potion is a gift of liberation, freeing souls from the chains of their former existence and enabling them to embrace their new lives with a clean slate. The moments at the river are imbued with emotion. Souls, on the cusp of reincarnation, pause to take one last look at their past lives. Their hearts are filled with a mixture of nostalgia and regret, longing to hold onto the memories that have shaped them. Mengpa's presence offers a profound solace, a quiet reassurance that letting go is not forgetting but making way for growth. Her gentle guidance helps souls navigate this final farewell, smoothing the transition from one life to the next. The River of Forgetfulness and Mengpa's role highlight a poignant aspect of the human experience, the need to move forward despite the pain of letting go. This cycle of memory and forgetfulness reflects a deep understanding of the soul's journey. It acknowledges the importance of past experiences while also recognizing the necessity of starting anew. Mengpa embodies this delicate balance, her role a testament to the enduring hope for renewal and the belief in the possibility of redemption. In the stillness of the underworld, as the river's waters flow and the souls take their final sip from Mengpa's potion, there is a profound sense of transition. The air is thick with the silent promise of new beginnings, each soul poised to embark on a fresh journey, unburdened by the echoes of their past. Mengpa's actions, though seemingly simple, carry immense weight. She is the gatekeeper to the cycle of rebirth, ensuring that each soul's journey is not just a continuation but a chance for new growth and understanding. The myth of Mengpa and the River of Forgetfulness is more than a story of ancient rites. It is a deeply emotional and touching reflection on the human condition. It reminds us of the importance of embracing change and the beauty of starting over. Mengpa's role as the guardian of the river underscores a profound truth, and the endless cycle of life and death, the ability to let go of past sorrows and embrace new possibilities is both a gift and a necessity. Through her gentle, guiding hand, the souls are given the chance to begin again, carrying with them the hope of a brighter, renewed existence. In the heart of ancient Chinese mythology, where the cosmos are woven with the threads of legend and reverence, for majestic creatures stand as eternal guardians of the celestial realms. These are not ordinary beings, but sacred animals whose very existence bridges the earthly and divine. They are the black tortoise, white tiger, vermilion bird, and azure dragon, each a symbol of cosmic balance and protection. The black tortoise, cloaked in the color of midnight, is more than a mere turtle. It represents endurance and wisdom. Its shell, etched with patterns of the stars and the earth, signifies stability and longevity. This ancient creature is said to hold up the heavens and protect the world from the chaos below. Picture it silently navigating through the waters of time, its presence a grounding force that keeps the universe from spiraling into disorder. The black tortoise, with its stoic and unyielding nature, embodies the strength found in resilience and the wisdom accrued through the ages. Then there is the white tiger, a creature of sheer power and ferocity. Its fur gleams with the purity of the moonlight, and its eyes burn with the intensity of 1,000 suns. The white tiger stands as a guardian against evil, its roar echoing through the valleys and mountains as a warning to those who would disturb the balance. With muscles rippling beneath its sleek coat, this celestial beast is both a protector and a force of nature, ensuring that harmony is maintained by warding off any threats. The white tiger's presence commands respect and instills awe, a reminder of the fierce and unrelenting power that watches over the land. The vermilion bird, blazing with the colors of dawn, brings warmth and rebirth. Its feathers are like flames that light up the sky, symbolizing the endless cycle of life and renewal. As it soars across the heavens, the vermilion bird spreads joy and prosperity, its presence a beacon of hope and transformation. Its song, carried on the wind, is a melody of life's endless possibilities, reminding all who hear it of the beauty in starting anew. The vermilion bird's fiery spirit and vibrant energy are a testament to the boundless vitality and the promise of new beginnings. Lastly, the azure dragon coils through the skies with an elegance that belies its immense power. Its scales shimmer like the surface of a tranquil lake, and its eyes hold the wisdom of the ages. The azure dragon is the guardian of the east, bringing rain and ensuring the fertility of the land. Its presence is both serene and commanding, a symbol of the delicate balance between strength and tranquility. As it glides through the heavens, the azure dragon weaves through the clouds, its movements a dance that nurtures and sustains the world below. Its breath brings the rain that nourishes the earth, and its roar calls forth the winds that stir the seasons. These four sacred animals are more than symbols, they are the embodiment of the natural world's forces and virtues. Each one plays a vital role in maintaining the cosmic balance, their power intertwined with the very essence of existence. The black tortoise, white tiger, vermilion bird, and azure dragon are not just guardians of the celestial realms, but also of the principles that govern harmony and order in the universe. Their stories are woven with emotion and grandeur, each animal representing a core aspect of life: endurance, power, renewal, and wisdom. They are a reminder of the intricate dance between these forces, a dance that keeps the world in harmony. As celestial beings, they do not merely exist, they embody the profound truths of existence and the beauty of balance. In the quiet moments of reflection, one can almost hear the whisper of the black tortoise's steady steps, the roar of the white tiger resonating through the mountains, the song of the vermilion bird lifting the spirits, and the graceful flight of the azure dragon guiding the rain. These sacred creatures, with their deep connections to the cosmos and their roles as eternal guardians, remind us of the profound beauty in the balance of nature and the celestial dance that sustains all life. In the tapestry of Chinese mythology, dragons shine as divine creatures of immense power and grace. Their presence is not merely legendary, but profoundly woven into the cultural and spiritual fabric of ancient China. These dragons are more than mythic beasts, they are symbols of authority, prosperity, and the celestial right to rule. Dragons in Chinese mythology are often depicted as majestic serpentine creatures, their bodies winding through the clouds like ribbons of power. Unlike the fearsome dragons of Western lore, Chinese dragons are benevolent beings, embodying the very essence of harmony and strength. Their scales shimmer with an ethereal light, reflecting the divine energy that courses through their veins. The dragon's eyes, wise and piercing, seemed to hold the secrets of the universe, watching over the land with a guardian's vigilance. For centuries, dragons have been revered as symbols of power. The ancient emperors of China, recognizing the dragon's majesty and might, adopted it as their emblem. To see the dragon was to witness the embodiment of imperial authority. In the imperial courts, the dragon was not merely an image, but a living symbol of the emperor's divine right to rule. The emperor's robes, adorned with dragon motifs, were a testament to his celestial mandate. The dragon's image on the throne and royal regalia spoke of a power that transcended mere mortal authority, a link to the heavens themselves. The dragon's significance extends beyond the imperial palace, reaching into the lives of ordinary people. In traditional festivals and rituals, dragons are celebrated as harbingers of good fortune and prosperity. The vibrant dragon dances that color festivals are not merely performances but sacred ceremonies meant to invoke the dragon's favor. As the dragon winds through the streets, its presence is a call for blessings, symbolizing the hope for a bountiful harvest and a year of good luck. This benevolent nature of dragons is reflected in their role as guardians of water. In Chinese belief, dragons control the rivers, lakes, and seas. Their influence over water symbolizes their power to bring both life and renewal. The sight of a dragon emerging from the water is a powerful omen of impending rain, essential for agriculture and survival. In this way, the dragon's presence ensures the prosperity of the land, linking its divine power to the very cycle of life. The dragon is also a bridge between heaven and earth, connecting the mortal realm with the celestial domain. In mythological tales, dragons are often seen ascending into the sky, carrying messages between gods and humans. Their ability to traverse these realms emphasizes their role as intermediaries, their divine nature allowing them to move between worlds with ease. This celestial aspect of the dragon highlights its role not just as a symbol of earthly power, but as a guardian of cosmic balance. One of the most poignant stories in Chinese mythology involving dragons is the tale of the Dragon's Gate. According to legend, a koi fish that swims upstream and leaps over the Dragon's Gate waterfall will transform into a dragon. This myth embodies the virtues of perseverance and transformation. The koi's arduous journey and ultimate metamorphosis into a dragon symbolized the realization of one's highest potential and the reward of overcoming great obstacles. This story underscores the dragon's role as a symbol of ultimate achievement and the divine rewards awaiting those who strive with unwavering determination. Dragons are also deeply intertwined with the idea of luck and protection. In homes and businesses, dragon imagery is often used as a talisman to drive away evil spirits and attract positive energy. The dragon's presence is believed to safeguard the household, ensuring harmony and prosperity. This protective aspect of the dragon reflects its revered status as a celestial guardian, a watchful protector of all that is good and true. In sum, the dragon in Chinese mythology is not just a powerful creature, but a divine symbol of all that is noble and auspicious. Its role as a symbol of power, prosperity, and divine authority is interwoven with the cultural and spiritual life of China. From its majestic presence in imperial iconography to its auspicious role in festivals and rituals, the dragon's legacy endures as a beacon of strength and a harbinger of blessings. Its enduring significance as a celestial being reflects the deep reverence and love that Chinese culture holds for these divine creatures, whose power and grace continue to captivate and inspire. In the tapestry of Chinese mythology, there is a bird so radiant and full of grace that its mere presence seems to make the world more beautiful. This bird is the phoenix, known in Chinese as the Fenghuang. Its story is not just one of mythical splendor but of profound symbolism, embodying harmony and virtue in a way that touches the heart and stirs the soul. The phoenix is more than just a bird, it is a living emblem of all that is noble and good. With feathers that shimmer in the colors of dawn, fiery reds, glowing golds, and brilliant greens, the phoenix is a sight of such ethereal beauty that it seems to cast a spell of wonder wherever it flies. Its appearance is a rare and joyous event, signaling that times of peace and prosperity are upon the land. Unlike the Western myth of the phoenix, which often centers on rebirth from flames, the Fenghuang represents a different kind of renewal. It is a creature of the highest virtue and harmony, embodying the balance of yin and yang. Its myth speaks of the harmonious blending of opposites, where darkness meets light, and where discord transforms into unity. The phoenix's plumage alone tells a story of such delicate balance, its body covered in vibrant colors, each symbolizing different virtues and qualities. The red feathers represent love and joy, the gold symbolizes wealth and success, and the green denotes peace and hope. The phoenix is also known for its noble character. In Chinese mythology, it is said that this bird will only appear in times of peace and prosperity. When it graces the earth with its presence, it is a sign that the rulers and people are virtuous and that harmony prevails. The Feng Huang's arrival is not just a magical event, but a divine endorsement of a righteous and benevolent society. It flies with grace and dignity, a reminder to all that the highest achievements come from leading lives of integrity and kindness. In stories, the phoenix often soars above the earth, bringing with it the blessings of good fortune. Its song is said to be so enchanting that it can heal the sick and bring calm to troubled hearts. To see a phoenix is to witness a living embodiment of hope and renewal. Its majestic flight is a dance of light and color that weaves a spell of peace and joy, lifting spirits and inspiring awe. The Feng Huang is also closely associated with the idea of the imperial family. The bird is sometimes seen as a counterpart to the dragon, with both creatures representing the balance between the emperor and empress. In ancient China, the phoenix was a symbol of the empress, embodying her grace, virtue, and role in supporting the emperor. It was believed that when the phoenix appeared, it signaled a period of strong leadership and a well-ordered state. The bird's symbolism extended beyond mere representation. It was a guiding force that reminded rulers of their duty to lead with justice and compassion. The legend of the Feng Huang also speaks of its eternal presence in the cosmic order. The phoenix is said to dwell in the heavenly realms, soaring through the skies with an effortless grace that connects the heavens with the earth. Its flight is a symbol of the celestial harmony that governs the universe, a reminder that balance and virtue are the foundations of a harmonious existence. When the phoenix descends to earth, it is a blessing that brings together the earthly and divine, weaving their energies into a seamless tapestry of peace and prosperity. In times of trouble or strife, the story of the phoenix serves as a beacon of hope. The bird's mythology teaches that even in the darkest times, the virtues of harmony and righteousness will ultimately prevail. The phoenix's presence is a reminder that renewal and peace are always possible, that even in the face of adversity, there is the potential for beauty and grace to emerge. Its legend reassures us that true strength lies in the balance of virtues and in leading lives that honor the highest principles of goodness and integrity. The Feng Huang story is one that resonates deeply with the human spirit. It speaks to our longing for beauty, balance, and righteousness. The bird's radiant plumage and noble character remind us of the power of virtue and the promise of harmony. Its legend inspires us to seek out the light in the darkness, to strive for peace and integrity, and to believe in the possibility of renewal and grace. The phoenix, in all its splendor, embodies the timeless qualities that touch our hearts and uplift our souls, making its myth a cherished part of the rich tapestry of Chinese folklore. In the world of Chinese mythology, there is a creature so extraordinary and gentle that its mere presence seems to bring calm and prosperity. This creature is the Qilin, a mythical beast whose very name invokes a sense of peace and benevolence. The Qilin is often described as a magnificent blend of dragon, deer, and horse, with its own unique features that make it a symbol of good fortune and tranquility. The Qilin is a creature of striking beauty and grace. Its body is covered with scales that shimmer like precious gems, reflecting a spectrum of colors in the light. The beast has the head of a dragon, with long, flowing mane and antlers that resemble those of a deer. Its hooves are delicate and split like those of a horse. Each step it takes is as light as a whisper. The sight of a Qilin is so rare and revered that it is said to be a divine omen of extraordinary events. One of the most touching aspects of the Qilin's legend is its deep connection to peace and prosperity. According to ancient tales, the Qilin appears during times of great harmony and righteousness. It is believed that the appearance of the Qilin signals the arrival of a wise and benevolent ruler, someone whose leadership will usher in an era of peace and prosperity. When the Qilin is seen, it is a sign that the land is blessed and that the people will enjoy a time of abundance and tranquility. The Qilin's presence is not just about grandeur, it carries profound symbolic meaning. It is often associated with the virtues of kindness and justice. Stories tell of the Qilin walking through fields of grain without ever harming the crops, or of its gentle gaze soothing the hearts of those who are troubled. The Qilin embodies the ideal of a ruler who governs with compassion and fairness, ensuring that their subjects live in harmony and comfort. In addition to its role as a symbol of good fortune, the Qilin is also a protector of the innocent and a bringer of divine messages. Legend has it that the Qilin would appear to warn of impending disasters or to deliver important omens from the heavens. Its arrival was a sign that the gods were watching over the land and that justice would prevail. The Qilin is often depicted in art and folklore as a bearer of auspicious symbols. Its scales are said to be adorned with mystical characters that convey messages of peace and prosperity. The beast's gentle nature and protective qualities make it a beloved figure in Chinese culture. It is celebrated in festivals and ceremonies, where its image is used to invoke blessings and to ensure the continued well-being of the community. One particularly moving story involves a Qilin appearing to a humble scholar. This scholar, though poor and unnoticed, had a heart full of kindness and wisdom. The Qilin, recognizing his purity and virtue, chose to visit him, offering a blessing that changed his fortunes. The scholar's life transformed overnight, and he became a respected figure in the land, using his newfound position to promote peace and prosperity for all. The tale underscores the Qilin's role in rewarding virtue and its ability to bring about positive change through divine intervention. The Qilin's association with peace and prosperity is not just about its mythical features, but also about the ideals it represents. The gentle and benevolent nature of the Qilin serves as a reminder of the virtues that can lead to a harmonious and flourishing society. Its story inspires people to live with integrity, to lead with compassion, and to seek out the good in others. The Qilin's myth is a powerful symbol of hope and renewal. In times of uncertainty or hardship, the legend of the Qilin offers a comforting thought that there is always a possibility for goodness and prosperity. The Qilin's presence, though rare, reminds us that even in the darkest times, there are signs of divine favor and that peace and happiness can be achieved through righteous actions and virtuous living. As you think about the Qilin, envision its majestic form moving gracefully across the land, bringing with it a wave of serenity and good fortune. Its scales glisten with the promise of a better future, and its gentle steps tread lightly upon the earth, ensuring that harmony reigns. The Qilin story is not just a myth, but a testament to the enduring belief in the power of kindness and the promise of a prosperous and peaceful world. In the heart of ancient China, where the land flows like a river of stories, the Yellow River stands as a powerful symbol of both life and myth. Known as the Mother River, it has shaped the land and the people who live beside it for millennia. Yet, beyond its physical presence, the Yellow River is also the dwelling place of a revered and mysterious spirit, the river god, who embodies the river's strength and its capricious nature. The river god, often depicted as a grand and enigmatic figure, is a central character in the myths surrounding the Yellow River. This spirit is not just a guardian of the water, but also a reflection of the river's unpredictable moods. The Yellow River, with its muddy, silt-laden waters, has been both a life-giving force and a harbinger of disaster. Its floods have nourished crops and caused devastation alike, and the river god embodies these dual aspects of the river. One of the most poignant tales tells of how the river god brought both hope and despair to the ancient people. Legend has it that during a time of severe drought, when the land was parched and the crops were withering, the people turned to the river god for salvation. In their desperation, they made offerings and performed rituals to appease the deity, hoping for rain to end their suffering. The river god, moved by their sincerity, caused the Yellow River to overflow, bringing with it a deluge that saved the crops but also flooded villages and swept away homes. This story captures the essence of the river god's nature, a spirit of immense power whose favor could not be taken for granted. The Yellow River's floods, though devastating, were essential for the fertility of the soil. The river god's actions were both a blessing and a challenge, a reminder of nature's power and the delicate balance that must be maintained between human needs and the natural world. The myths surrounding the Yellow River often highlight the river's role in the formation of civilization itself. According to legend, the river's silt deposited fertile soil across the plains, enabling the rise of early agricultural societies. This rich soil, brought by the river's floods, was seen as a gift from the river god, ensuring the prosperity of the people who lived along its banks. Another touching story involves the creation of the river itself. Ancient tales tell of a time when the Yellow River did not flow, and the land was barren. The river god, feeling the anguish of the people, decided to bring life to the land. With a mighty effort, the river god carved out the riverbed, allowing the waters to flow and bring sustenance to the thirsty earth. The river's winding path was said to be the river god's design, a mark of divine intervention that transformed the landscape and gave birth to fertile plains. The spirit of the Yellow River is also woven into the fabric of Chinese culture through festivals and ceremonies. During the flood festival, people pay tribute to the river god, offering thanks for the blessings and seeking protection from future calamities. These rituals reflect the deep reverence and respect the people hold for the river and its deity. They acknowledge the river's role in shaping their lives and express gratitude for its role in their survival and prosperity. The river god's presence is not just a distant memory but a living part of the culture. Stories about the Yellow River continue to be passed down through generations, and the spirit of the river god remains a symbol of the river's majesty and mystery. The river's role in both sustaining life and causing destruction serves as a powerful reminder of the complex relationship between humans and nature. In reflecting on the river god and the Yellow River, one can feel the deep emotional connection between the people and the land. The river's unpredictable nature and the stories of the river god's actions highlight the respect and fear that ancient peoples had for the forces of nature. The Yellow River, with its rich history and profound impact on the land, continues to inspire awe and reverence. The myth of the river god is a testament to the enduring power of natural forces and the way they shape human lives. The spirit of the Yellow River embodies the river's role as both a giver and a taker, a source of life and a force of nature that demands respect. Through the stories of the river god, we glimpse the deep and abiding connection between the people of ancient China and the mighty river that flows through their land. In the quiet moments of reflection, when the mind turns to the mysteries of life and death, the ancient Chinese concept of Han and Pa offers a profound glimpse into the soul's journey. This belief paints a picture of the soul as a delicate balance between two distinct yet interconnected aspects, each playing a vital role in our existence and beyond. At the heart of this concept are Han and Pa, two components of the soul that together weave the intricate fabric of human identity. Han, often described as the ethereal soul, represents the spirit's higher, spiritual essence. It is the part of us that dreams, aspires, and reaches for the divine. Pa, on the other hand, is the corporal soul, linked closely with the body and the earthly realm. It governs our physical sensations, our survival instincts, and our connection to the material world. The separation of Han and Pa begins with the very moment of birth. Han, as the ethereal soul, is believed to ascend to the heavens, following a celestial path that connects it to the divine. It embodies our virtues, our aspirations, and our spiritual pursuits. Han is what makes us yearn for meaning, seek enlightenment, and connect with the infinite. It is our higher self, our guiding light, that whispers to us about the greater truths of existence. Pa, in contrast, remains tied to the earthly realm. It is the essence of our physical being, embedded deeply in the body. Pa influences our physical responses, our instincts, and our relationship with the world around us. It is rooted in the tangible, the here and now, and it ensures our survival through its focus on the material aspects of life. The true depth of Han and Po's connection is revealed at the end of life. When a person passes away, the Pa, which has been closely linked with the physical body, departs and returns to the earth. The body, now devoid of its vital essence, is buried or cremated, and the Pa merges back into the natural cycle. Meanwhile, Hun, having maintained its celestial connection throughout life, journeys to the heavens. Here, it encounters the divine, reflecting on its earthly experiences and integrating them into a broader, spiritual understanding. The separation of Hun and Pa is not a mere ending but a transition to different states of existence. Hun's ascent represents a return to the cosmic unity, where it reunites with other spiritual souls and continues its journey towards enlightenment. This transition is marked by rituals and ceremonies, which are designed to honor the spirit and ease its passage. Families and loved ones offer prayers and make offerings to ensure that Hun's journey is smooth and that it finds peace in the afterlife. The concept of Hun and Pa also holds profound significance for those still living. It serves as a reminder of the dual nature of human existence. While Hun encourages us to reach for higher goals and connect with the divine, Pa anchors us in the reality of our physical experiences. This balance is crucial, and overemphasis on either aspect can lead to a disconnect from the full spectrum of human experience. To honor both Hun and Pa is to acknowledge the need for spiritual growth while remaining grounded in the practicalities of daily life. The rituals performed during life and after death are deeply intertwined with this understanding. In life, individuals engage in practices that nourish both aspects of their soul. Spiritual activities, such as meditation, prayer, and acts of kindness, feed Hun, while attention to health, well-being, and personal responsibilities nurture Pa. This balanced approach helps maintain harmony within the self and ensures a fulfilling life journey. After death, the ceremonies are not just about letting go but about facilitating the smooth transition of Hun to the celestial realms and ensuring Pa's respectful return to the earth. These rites reflect a deep respect for both aspects of the soul and the belief in their continued journey. They also provide comfort to the living, knowing that their loved ones are honored and their souls are respected in their passage from this world to the next. In contemplating Hun and Pa, one cannot help but feel a deep sense of connection to the ancient wisdom that recognizes the complexity and beauty of the human soul. The dual soul concept offers a touching and heartfelt perspective on life and death, showing how deeply interwoven our spiritual and physical selves are. It highlights the importance of honoring both aspects of our existence and acknowledges the journey each soul undertakes. Through this understanding, we gain a greater appreciation for the balance within ourselves and the sacredness of the path we tread from birth to beyond. In the quiet corners of Chinese folklore, where shadows dance and moonlight weaves through ancient trees, the stories of fox spirits, or huli jing, stir with both wonder and caution. These creatures, both enchanting and enigmatic, offer a glimpse into a world where the line between the mystical and the real blurs, evoking a range of emotions from awe to fear. Fox spirits are said to possess the ability to transform into beautiful women, captivating anyone who crosses their path. Their enchanting allure is often irresistible, drawing unsuspecting souls into their carefully spun webs of illusion. With a flick of their tails, they can enchant, bewitch, or even deceive. The tales of these spirits are woven with threads of both malevolence and benevolence, reflecting the dual nature of their existence. One of the most poignant stories is that of a fox spirit who fell deeply in love with a human. In this tale, the fox spirit transformed into a stunningly beautiful woman, captivating a young man who was entranced by her beauty and grace. They fell in love, married, and lived in blissful harmony. Yet, the story takes a sorrowful turn as the fox spirit's true nature begins to emerge. Her love was genuine, but she struggled with her inherent need to return to the wild, to her true form. The man's unwavering love and her own internal conflict created a poignant tension as she tried to balance her dual identities. Another tale tells of a fox spirit who used her powers for benevolent purposes. This fox spirit lived near a village and often helped the local people in times of trouble. When a terrible drought threatened their crops, she used her magic to summon rain and restore the land's fertility. In gratitude, the villagers built a shrine for her, honoring her as a guardian spirit who watched over them. Her kindness earned her a place in their hearts and in their folklore as a symbol of hope and protection. Yet, not all stories about fox spirits are heartwarming. Some tales depict them as tricksters, weaving elaborate schemes to cause mischief or harm. One such story involves a fox spirit who used her charm to lead a group of travelers astray in the mountains. Lost and disoriented, the travelers were forced to confront their fears and rely on their wits to escape. The fox spirit's actions, though seemingly malicious, served as a reminder of the challenges one must overcome in the face of deceit and danger. These stories reflect the complexity of the fox spirits. They embody the mysteries of nature and the unpredictability of life. Their ability to shapeshift and their dual nature make them powerful symbols of transformation and ambiguity. They remind us that beauty and danger often coexist, and that understanding and wisdom are required to navigate the delicate balance between the two. In Chinese folklore, fox spirits are also connected to themes of immortality and the supernatural. Their long lifespan and magical abilities link them to the divine and the eternal. They are often portrayed as wise, ancient beings who have witnessed the ebb and flow of countless human lives. This connection to the eternal adds a layer of depth to their stories, making them not just creatures of whimsy, but also carriers of ancient wisdom and cosmic truths. The tales of fox spirits often evoke a deep emotional response. They touch on themes of love, betrayal, kindness, and cunning. They remind us of the thin veil that separates the known from the unknown, the human from the divine. In their stories, we see reflections of our own desires and fears, our hopes and struggles. They challenge us to look beyond the surface, to understand the deeper truths that lie beneath the enchantment and illusion. Through the myth of the fox spirits, we learn about the power of transformation and the duality of existence. They serve as a reminder that life is not always what it seems, and that the most beautiful encounters can sometimes hide hidden dangers. Yet, they also show us the possibility of redemption and the potential for goodness even in the most unexpected places. The fox spirits of Chinese folklore are more than just magical creatures, they are symbols of the intricate dance between light and shadow, love and deceit. Their stories are a testament to the richness of human imagination and the depth of our emotional responses to the mysteries of life. Through their legends, we gain insight into the complexities of the soul and the beauty of the unknown. On the cusp of every Chinese New Year, as the old year fades and the new one dawns, a remarkable and chilling story comes to life, one that has shaped centuries of tradition. It is a tale of terror and triumph, of a fearsome beast named Nian, whose shadow once loomed large over the New Year's celebrations. This monster's story is more than just folklore, it's a vivid reminder of resilience and the power of community. Long ago, when the world was still young and untamed, there was a beast called Nian. The name alone struck fear into the hearts of those who heard it. Nian was no ordinary creature. It was a monstrous entity, a fearsome beast with a body as large as a mountain and a roar that could shake the heavens. Its eyes glowed with a terrifying light, and its claws were as sharp as the most deadly of weapons. This creature emerged from the depths of the mountains once every year, on the eve of the Lunar New Year, with one singular and terrifying purpose: to devour humans and livestock. The people lived in constant dread of Nian's annual visit. Every year, as the new year approached, families would hurriedly prepare to defend themselves from the beast. They would stockpile food, hide their livestock, and barricade their homes, hoping to keep Nian at bay. Yet, despite their best efforts, Nian's terrifying presence was an ever-looming threat. The monster's ferocity was matched only by its insatiable hunger. The legend tells of a cold, dark night when the air was thick with fear. Nian's roar echoed through the valleys, and its eyes shone like twin moons of malice. The villagers huddled together in their homes, hearts pounding, as they listened to the monster's approach. The beast's claws scraped against the earth, and the very ground seemed to tremble under its weight. The night was long, and hope seemed to wane with every passing moment. But then, something extraordinary happened. A wise old man, known for his knowledge of ancient lore and magic, stepped forward. His courage was unmatched, and he was determined to confront the beast that had terrorized his people for so long. This man knew that Nian was not just a beast, but a creature of habit and fear. He understood that Nian was driven by certain things: loud noises, bright lights, and the color red. With the knowledge in hand, he devised a plan to drive the monster away. As the New Year's Eve approached, the villagers rallied together, guided by the old man's wisdom. They decorated their homes with red lanterns and couplets, and set off firecrackers with a vigor that filled the air with noise and light. The deafening crackles of firecrackers and the dazzling glow of the lanterns painted the night in hues of red and gold, a stark contrast to the darkness that Yin thrived in. As Yin approached, its monstrous form was met with a wall of blinding lights and a cacophony of sound. The beast was disoriented and frightened by the sudden assault on its senses. It roared in confusion and anger, but the red decorations and the relentless noise seemed to push it back. The monster, unable to withstand the overwhelming assault on its senses, turned and fled into the night, never to return. The villagers' ingenuity and bravery had triumphed over fear. From that night on, the traditions of the Chinese New Year began to take shape. The practice of lighting firecrackers, hanging red decorations, and wearing red clothing became not just a celebration of the new year, but a way to honor the courage of those who faced the beast and to keep the spirit of Yin at bay. Each crack of the firecracker, each flicker of the red lantern, and each burst of laughter was a celebration of life and a defiant shout against the darkness that once threatened to consume them. The story of Yin is more than a tale of a monster. It is a testament to the strength of human spirit and the power of community. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, when fear seems overwhelming and hope feels distant, the collective courage and resourcefulness of a united people can overcome the greatest of threats. The monster of the new year, though terrifying, became a symbol of resilience and the triumph of light over darkness. Today, as the New Year celebrations light up the sky with fireworks and fill the air with joyous noise, it is not just a festivity but a powerful reminder of the triumph over fear. Each tradition, from the red decorations to the firecrackers, carries with it the legacy of a people who faced their deepest fears and emerged victorious. The myth of Yin, once a shadow over the new year, now shines brightly as a beacon of hope and renewal, guiding generations through the turning of the year. In the quiet hush of ancient forests and on the gentle ripples of tranquil lakes, the story of the Jian bird unfolds, a tale that touches the heart and echoes through the ages. The Jian bird, a creature of mythical grace and profound significance, is known not only for its unique appearance but also for its deep symbolism of love and companionship. The Jian is no ordinary bird. With feathers that shimmer like the dawn and a single, piercing eye that gazes out upon the world, it is a creature of both beauty and mystery. The bird's singular eye is not just a physical trait but a reflection of its singular devotion. Legend tells that the Jian bird was once a majestic creature with two eyes, but it chose to give up one to demonstrate its unwavering love and loyalty. The tale begins in a time long past, in a lush, verdant land where the Jian bird lived in harmony with nature. The bird was cherished not only for its captivating beauty but for its role as a symbol of pure, unending love. Its presence was said to bring a sense of peace and unity to those who beheld it. People would often seek the Jian's guidance, believing that its wisdom and compassion could mend broken hearts and restore harmony. In this land, there was a young couple whose love was as strong as the ancient oaks that towered over their village. Their bond was celebrated by all, yet fate had different plans. A great darkness fell over their lives when a powerful sorcerer, envious of their happiness, cast a spell that threatened to tear them apart. The spell was crafted to sow discord and mistrust, challenging their love in ways they had never imagined. The couple, devastated but determined, sought help from the Jian bird. They traveled across rugged mountains and through dense forests, guided by their hope and the tales of the bird's legendary compassion. Their journey was fraught with trials, stormy nights, treacherous paths, and moments when their resolve wavered. But their love for each other and their faith in the Jian bird kept them moving forward. At last, they reached the heart of the forest where the Jian bird was said to dwell. They waited in silence, their hearts pounding with hope and fear. Then, amidst the dappled sunlight that filtered through the canopy, the Jian appeared. It was even more breathtaking than they had imagined, its single eye reflecting the sorrow and hope that lay within their hearts. The Jian listened to their plea with a serene gaze, understanding their pain and the depth of their love. It was said that the bird could see the true essence of a person, discerning the purity of their emotions. The Jian then made a profound choice. It offered one of its eyes to the couple as a token of its dedication to their cause. The gesture was symbolic, representing the bird's belief that true love requires sacrifice and unwavering commitment. With the Jian's eye, the couple was able to see beyond the sorcerer's spell. They gained clarity and insight, their hearts and minds united in their battle against the darkness. The enchantment that had threatened their love began to dissolve, and the bond between them grew stronger than ever. Their love, now blessed by the Jian's sacrificial gift, triumphed over the sorcerer's malevolent forces. The Jian bird, having fulfilled its purpose, faded back into the embrace of the forest, its role in the couple's story complete. The people of the land celebrated the triumph of love and the bird's selfless act, honoring the Jian with songs and stories passed down through generations. The bird became a symbol of the strength of true love and the power of sacrifice, a reminder that even in the darkest times, love could overcome any obstacle. To this day, the story of the Jian bird endures, a tale that captures the essence of devotion and the beauty of selflessness. The bird's one-eyed gaze continues to inspire and comfort those who hear its story, reminding us of the profound impact that love and sacrifice can have on our lives. It serves as a beacon of hope, illustrating that true love is not just about presence, but about the willingness to give everything for the one you cherish. In the twilight hours, when the shadows grow long and the night air whispers secrets, there lurk creatures of ancient fear and wonder known as Yaoguai. These demons, born from the darkest corners of Chinese mythology, are as captivating as they are terrifying. Their stories weave through the fabric of legend, where battles with divine heroes paint a dramatic tapestry of struggle and redemption. Yaoguai, with their grotesque forms and malicious intent, are not mere monsters but symbols of the chaos and evil that threaten the balance of the world. Their appearances are varied, some have the bodies of beasts but the faces of humans, while others are twisted amalgamations of different creatures. Each one of them embodies the fears of ancient times, reflecting the darkness that the human spirit must confront. One tale that stands out in the pantheon of Yaoguai stories is the legend of the Demon King of the Black Mountain. This particular Yaoguai was a formidable opponent, a beast of enormous power and cunning. The mountain it ruled was a place of terror, where no mortal dared to tread. The Demon King was said to have a magical ability to control the elements, summoning storms and causing landslides to protect its domain. The kingdom near the Black Mountain was a land of peace and prosperity, cherished by its people. But as the Demon King's influence grew, so did its hunger for chaos. The once serene lands began to suffer under the weight of constant natural disasters, and the villagers lived in fear of the demon's wrath. In their desperation, the people called upon the gods for salvation. Their prayers reached the heavens, and a celestial hero answered the call. This hero was a warrior of unparalleled strength and virtue, known for their bravery and unwavering commitment to justice. Armed with divine weapons and guided by heavenly wisdom, the hero set out on a perilous quest to defeat the Demon King and restore peace. The journey to the Black Mountain was fraught with danger. The hero faced numerous trials, each more challenging than the last. The forest around the mountain was filled with lesser demons, all servants of the Demon King, each one more fearsome than the next. Yet, with each victory, the hero's resolve grew stronger, their spirit unbroken by the relentless darkness. At last, the hero stood before the Demon King, their confrontation a clash of cosmic forces. The Demon King unleashed its full fury, summoning tempests and unleashing monstrous creatures to overwhelm the hero. The battle was fierce, each strike of the hero's weapon met with a retaliatory force of darkness. The very ground shook beneath them, and the sky seemed to split apart with the intensity of their struggle. Yet, amid the chaos, a glimmer of hope shone through. The hero's unwavering courage and divine strength began to turn the tide. With a final, mighty blow, the hero struck the heart of the Demon King, shattering its dark power. The mountain, once a symbol of terror, began to yield. The storm ceased, and the land slowly returned to its peaceful state. The defeat of the Demon King brought relief and joy to the people. Their gratitude for the hero's sacrifice and bravery knew no bounds. The legend of the hero and the Demon King became a story told through generations, a reminder of the eternal battle between good and evil and the power of hope in the darkest of times. But the tales of Yaoguai do not end with the Demon King. Across the vast expanse of Chinese mythology, these demons appear in many forms, each with its own story of terror and redemption. They are not merely creatures to be vanquished, but embodiments of the struggles and fears that challenge the human spirit. In another legend, a Yaoguai named Nine-Tailed Fox wreaked havoc with its ability to enchant and deceive. This demon used its powers to manipulate and cause discord among the people, its charm a veil for its sinister intentions. Yet, even this formidable foe was eventually subdued by the combined efforts of brave warriors and wise sages, demonstrating that unity and courage could overcome even the most beguiling threats. The stories of Yaoguai, with their intricate blend of horror and heroism, resonate deeply. They remind us of the shadows that lurk in our world and the light that must be fought for. Each tale of a Yaoguai's defeat is not just a story of overcoming a monster, but a reflection of the enduring struggle between light and darkness, both in the world and within ourselves. As the legends of Yaoguai continue to be told, they serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the divine forces that protect and guide us. These tales are a reminder that no matter how great the darkness, there is always a glimmer of light that can shine through, illuminating the path to victory and peace. In the heart of the summer sky, where stars twinkle like scattered diamonds, there lies a tale of love that transcends the vastness of space. It is a story of two star-crossed lovers, Vega and Altair, whose love is as enduring as the stars themselves. Vega, the Weaver Girl, was the daughter of the Celestial King. She spent her days weaving the beautiful and intricate clouds that adorned the heavens. Her skill was unmatched, and her tapestries brought grace and elegance to the sky. She was kind-hearted and beautiful, her presence as soothing as a gentle breeze on a summer night. Altair, the cowherd, was a humble man on earth who lived a simple life tending to his cattle. His heart, though grounded in the earthly realm, was as noble and pure as the stars above. He worked tirelessly, finding joy in the simple things, his cattle, his fields, and the night sky where he often gazed with wonder. The two lovers' paths crossed in a way that defied the boundaries of the celestial and earthly realms. According to legend, Vega and Altair were destined to meet, their fates intertwined by the threads of the universe. One day, as Vega wove her celestial tapestry, her eyes wandered down to the earth below, where she saw Altair, his gaze lifted to the stars. Their eyes met across the vast expanse, and in that instant, a profound connection was forged. Their love blossomed like a radiant star, pure and beautiful. Despite their different worlds, they found solace and joy in each other's company. Their love was a beacon of light in the darkness, a testament to the power of true affection. Vega would descend from the heavens to be with Altair, and they would spend their time in a secret, magical realm where the barriers between the celestial and earthly worlds seemed to vanish. But as with all great romances, their love was tested by the forces that sought to keep them apart. The Celestial Queen, Vega's mother, discovered their forbidden romance and was enraged by the union of her daughter with a mere mortal. She decreed that Vega must return to her place in the heavens, separating the lovers and casting a barrier between the celestial and earthly realms. Heartbroken but determined, Vega and Altair tried to find a way to be together. Their love was so strong that even the Celestial Queen's decree could not fully sever their bond. They were allowed to meet once a year, on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month, when the magpies would form a bridge across the Milky Way, allowing them to cross and be reunited for a single night. This annual reunion became a celebrated event, known as the Chang'e Festival or the Double Seventh Festival. On this night, Vega and Altair could be together, their love rekindling under the starlit sky. It was a time of joy and celebration, but also of longing, as the lovers would have to part again as dawn approached. The story of Vega and Altair resonates deeply because it speaks to the universal longing for love and connection, the struggles of overcoming obstacles, and the joy of fleeting moments of togetherness. Their love, though tested by the forces of fate and distance, endures across the ages, shining brightly in the night sky. Their tale is a reminder that love is a powerful force that can transcend even the greatest distances and obstacles. Vega and Altair, separated by the heavens and earth, find solace in their annual reunion, their love a symbol of hope and endurance. As we gaze up at the night sky, their story lives on, a celestial romance that continues to inspire and touch the hearts of all who hear it. In the vast expanse of the night sky, where the heavens seem endless and mysterious, there shines a constellation that has captivated human hearts and minds for centuries. The Big Dipper, with its 7 bright stars, has long been a beacon in the darkness, guiding and inspiring countless generations. Its tale is woven into the very fabric of Chinese mythology and astrology, symbolizing wisdom, protection, and celestial guidance. The Big Dipper, known in Chinese as the Beidou or Northern Dipper, forms a distinctive shape that has been a source of fascination and reverence. Its 7 stars are arranged in a pattern that resembles a ladle or a plow, a shape that has captured the imagination of both ancient and modern observers. This constellation is not just a group of stars, but a powerful symbol with deep significance in Chinese culture. In ancient times, the Big Dipper was more than a constellation. It was considered a divine guide and protector. The stars of the Big Dipper were believed to be the celestial guardians who watched over the world and maintained the balance between heaven and earth. The constellation was thought to hold the key to understanding the universe's mysteries and ensuring harmony within it. Chinese mythology tells us that the Big Dipper was associated with the 7 star lords, each star representing a different aspect of the divine. These 7 star lords were revered as powerful beings who could influence the fate of individuals and nations. They were seen as the cosmic protectors who ensured that the celestial order was preserved and that the earthly realm was safeguarded from chaos. One of the most touching aspects of the Big Dipper's myth is its role in the lives of ordinary people. In ancient times, farmers looked to the Big Dipper for guidance in their agricultural pursuits. The constellation's position in the sky was used to determine the best times for planting and harvesting crops. The stars of the Big Dipper were like celestial advisors, helping people align their lives with the rhythms of nature. The Big Dipper also played a crucial role in Chinese astrology, where its stars were thought to influence the destiny of individuals. The constellation was associated with the 3 departments and 9 ministries, a concept in astrology that represented the different aspects of life and fortune. People would look to the Big Dipper to seek guidance and gain insight into their future. Beyond its practical applications, the Big Dipper holds a special place in the hearts of many because of its symbolic meaning. It is seen as a symbol of hope and resilience, a shining light in the darkness that provides direction and comfort. The 7 stars of the Big Dipper are often depicted as guiding figures, leading people through difficult times and offering reassurance that they are not alone. One of the most enduring legends related to the Big Dipper is the story of its role in the tale of the Great Bear. According to legend, the constellation was associated with a great bear that roamed the heavens, protecting the world from dark forces and ensuring the safety of all living things. The stars of the Big Dipper were seen as the bear's shining eyes, keeping watch over the universe and guiding those who looked up to them. The Big Dipper's presence in the night sky is a reminder of the connection between the celestial and the earthly realms. It serves as a bridge between the heavens and the world below, reminding us of the vastness of the universe and the intricate balance that exists within it. As we gaze up at the Big Dipper, we are reminded of the timeless wisdom and protection that it offers, a beacon of light in the endless night. The 7 stars of the Big Dipper continue to inspire and guide, their ancient stories and symbols resonating with people across cultures and generations. They remind us that, even in the darkest of times, there is always a light to guide us and a protector watching over us. The Big Dipper's legacy endures as a symbol of hope, guidance, and the enduring connection between the celestial and the earthly. In the quiet moments of the night, when the stars begin to twinkle in the dark sky, the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac come alive in the imagination, telling a story that has been passed down through centuries. These animals, each with its own unique traits and legends, are not just symbols but embody the very essence of human nature and destiny. The tale of how these animals were chosen and what they represent is as captivating as it is ancient. The legend begins with a grand celestial race, a race unlike any other, where the fate of each animal would be decided. The Jade Emperor, the ruler of heaven, wanted to create a calendar that would reflect the rhythms of time and the qualities of the creatures that walked upon the earth. To do this, he decided to hold a race where the first 12 animals to cross the finish line would be honored with a place in the zodiac. As the story goes, all the animals gathered for this celestial race, each one eager to prove its worth. The rat, known for its cunning and cleverness, saw this as a golden opportunity. Despite its small size, the rat was determined to win. It befriended the ox, who was strong and steady, and asked for its help. The ox, being kind-hearted and trusting, agreed to carry the rat across the river that lay on the path of the race. The moment arrived, and as the race began, the rat rode on the back of the ox, showing its true colors. Just as they reached the river, the rat jumped ahead, landing first on the far side, thus securing its place as the first animal of the zodiac. The ox, though slightly disappointed, took pride in being the second animal and continued the race with determination. The tiger, fierce and powerful, dashed through the race with raw strength but struggled with the river, finishing in third place. The rabbit, agile and quick, leaped gracefully over obstacles and made it to the finish line in fourth place. These animals, each reflecting their innate qualities, added to the growing legend of the zodiac. However, not all was easy for the animals. The dragon, a magnificent creature known for its power and majesty, faced its own challenge. Despite its ability to fly, the dragon chose to help others during the race, using its breath to bring rain to a parched land and assisting the rabbit in crossing the river. It arrived in fifth place, not because of its lack of speed but due to its selflessness. The horse and the sheep followed, each one bringing its own unique qualities to the race. The horse, known for its swiftness and freedom, galloped to sixth place, while the sheep, gentle and supportive, made its way to seventh, showing the virtues of teamwork and perseverance. The monkey, clever and resourceful, used its wits to reach the eighth spot, and the rooster, who crowed loudly, took the ninth place with its bright presence. The dog, loyal and trustworthy, finished in 10th place, having given its all to support its fellow racers. Finally, the pig, who had started the race with enthusiasm, finished last, but did so with a heart full of pride, knowing it had given its best effort. Each animal's position in the zodiac was thus determined by the race, reflecting not just their physical capabilities but their character and virtues. The 12 animals became symbols of various traits that people hold dear, each representing different aspects of human nature and destiny. The rat, with its cleverness, embodies quick thinking and resourcefulness. The ox stands for diligence and perseverance. The tiger symbolizes courage and strength, while the rabbit represents grace and agility. The dragon is a symbol of power and benevolence, the snake of wisdom, and the horse of freedom and energy. The sheep signifies gentleness, the monkey cleverness, and the rooster, confidence. The dog stands for loyalty, and the pig for generosity and sincerity. This celestial race and the selection of the 12 animals became a profound story that reflects the values and qualities treasured in Chinese culture. Each animal's characteristics are believed to influence the lives of those born under its sign, guiding them with traits and destiny that align with their zodiac animal's nature. In the quiet of the night, when you look up at the stars and see the constellations twinkling, remember the ancient race and the 12 animals that determined the Chinese zodiac. Their legends and traits continue to resonate, touching hearts and guiding lives with their timeless wisdom. In the intricate dance of fate and fortune, the Tai Sui gods hold a profound and often mysterious role. Known as the Grand Dukes of the Year, these deities are more than just celestial figures. They embody the very forces that shape the luck and misfortune of everyone on Earth. Each year, the Tai Sui gods take their place in the heavens, influencing the cosmic flow of fortune and misfortune. They are not merely passive observers. Their presence and actions can sway the tides of luck in ways that deeply affect people's lives. Their influence is so powerful that traditional beliefs suggest that offending or angering them can lead to a cascade of problems, while appeasing them can bring good fortune. Imagine a time when the celestial realm was abuzz with the movements of these revered deities. The Tai Sui gods, each with their unique personality and influence, would oversee the year's fate with a keen eye. They are often portrayed as powerful figures, each with a specific role in the cosmic balance. Some are seen as stern and demanding, while others are more benevolent and kind. For many, the arrival of a new year brings a mixture of hope and apprehension. The Tai Sui gods are believed to determine the overall energy of the year, shaping the experiences and challenges people will face. To honor and placate these deities, people would engage in rituals and ceremonies, hoping to secure their favor and avoid any misfortune. One poignant tale illustrates the power of the Tai Sui gods. It is said that long ago, a young farmer faced a series of unfortunate events. His crops failed, his livestock fell ill, and his family faced hardship. Desperate for a solution, he sought the advice of a wise old sage who revealed that the farmer had inadvertently offended the Tai Sui of that year. The sage instructed him to perform a series of rituals and offerings to appease the deity. With heartfelt sincerity, the farmer followed the sage's guidance. He made offerings of incense, fruit, and other symbolic gifts, and he prayed earnestly for forgiveness. As he performed these rites, he felt a sense of peace and hope washing over him. Slowly but surely, his fortunes began to change. His crops flourished, his livestock recovered, and his family's situation improved. The farmer's tale is a testament to the deep connection between the Tai Sui gods and the ebb and flow of human destiny. These deities are not to be taken lightly. They have the power to influence everything from personal relationships to financial success. The belief in their power has led to the establishment of various customs and practices aimed at ensuring their favor. During the new year, people often visit temples dedicated to the Tai Sui gods, offering prayers and making pledges to seek their blessings for the coming year. Special amulets and charms are created to ward off bad luck and to protect against any negative influence from the Tai Sui gods. These items are meticulously crafted and imbued with the intention of bringing harmony and balance into one's life. Carrying such a charm or displaying it in the home is a way of acknowledging the Tai Sui gods' influence and showing respect for their power. Moreover, the position of the Tai Sui gods is believed to change each year, and their influence can vary depending on their location in the celestial sphere. This shift means that certain directions or activities may be considered auspicious or inauspicious, depending on the Tai Sui's position. For instance, during a year when the Tai Sui is in the north, it might be advised to avoid activities or renovations in that direction to prevent any possible misfortune. The rituals and practices surrounding the Tai Sui gods reflect a deep-seated cultural belief in the balance of cosmic forces and their impact on human life. It is a belief rooted in the idea that maintaining harmony with the divine realm is crucial for personal well-being and success. By showing reverence and making offerings, people seek to align themselves with the positive energies of the Tai Sui gods, hoping to navigate the challenges of life with grace and resilience. The story of the Tai Sui gods is not just one of ancient lore, but a living tradition that continues to shape the lives of many. Their presence serves as a reminder of the delicate interplay between fate and free will, and the enduring human desire to find favor in the eyes of the divine. As each year unfolds, the Tai Sui gods remain a powerful force, influencing the course of events and guiding people in their quest for fortune and fulfillment. Under the night sky, where the stars seem to whisper ancient secrets, three celestial figures shine with a radiant glow that brings warmth and hope to countless hearts. These are Fu, Lu, and Shou, the revered star gods who embody happiness, prosperity, and longevity. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of Chinese culture, offering a beacon of light to those who seek their blessings. Fu, the god of happiness, carries the promise of joy and contentment. Picture a figure with a gentle smile, eyes twinkling with kindness, and a demeanor that radiates warmth. Fu's presence is said to bring an aura of happiness that sweeps away the shadows of sorrow. Legends tell of his visits to those in need, where his mere presence could uplift a desolate soul. His role is more than symbolic. It is a reminder that happiness is a cherished gift, often found in the simplest moments of life. Then there is Lu, the god of prosperity, whose influence extends to wealth and success. Imagine him as a figure draped in luxurious robes, his countenance marked by wisdom and generosity. Lu is often associated with the promise of financial gain and career advancement. His story is one of triumph over adversity, symbolizing the rewards of hard work and dedication. People who seek Lu's blessings often do so with dreams of building a better future, trusting in his power to guide them towards their goals. Shou, the god of longevity, completes this divine trio with a profound promise of long life and health. Envision a venerable figure with a long, flowing beard and an aura of serene wisdom. Shou's presence represents the desire for a life well lived, filled with vitality and grace. His story is one of enduring strength and resilience, embodying the hope for many years of joy and fulfillment. Those who honor Shou often do so with the hope of extending their time with loved ones and enjoying the fruits of a life well lived. Together, Fu, Lu, and Shou form a trio of divine guardians, each contributing to the balance of life's most cherished blessings. Their stories are told with reverence, passed down through generations as a source of inspiration and hope. In homes across the world, statues and images of these star gods are placed in prominent spots, where they are venerated with offerings and prayers. Their presence in these sacred spaces serves as a reminder of the divine support available to all who seek it. One touching story illustrates their combined power. A humble farmer, struggling to provide for his family, found himself facing a series of hardships. His fields were barren, his livestock faltering, and his spirit waning. Desperate and on the brink of despair, he prayed fervently to Fu, Lu, and Shou, hoping for a glimmer of hope. In a moment of deep faith, he made offerings of gratitude and devotion, asking for their blessings. As days turned into weeks, the farmer noticed subtle changes. His crops began to show signs of growth, his livestock regained their health, and opportunities for better income appeared. The transformation was gradual but profound. The farmer's life, once fraught with difficulty, began to flourish under the watchful eyes of Fu, Lu, and Shou. His heart swelled with gratitude, knowing that the divine trio had guided him through his darkest hours. In the celebrations of the Lunar New Year, Fu, Lu, and Shou are honored with great reverence. Homes are decorated with their images, and special rituals are performed to invite their blessings into the coming year. The hope is that their divine influence will shape the year ahead, bringing happiness, prosperity, and longevity to all who partake in the celebrations. Their stories are not just ancient myths, but living traditions that continue to touch lives. The belief in Fu, Lu, and Shou transcends time, offering a guiding light through the trials and triumphs of life. Each year, as families gather to celebrate, they do so with the hope that the star gods will bestow their blessings upon them, filling their lives with joy, success, and the promise of a long and fulfilling existence. In the end, the divine presence of Fu, Lu, and Shou serves as a powerful reminder that, no matter how challenging life may be, there is always a glimmer of hope and a chance for transformation. Their stories continue to inspire, their influence remains profound, and their blessings are cherished by all who seek a life filled with happiness, prosperity, and longevity. High above the clouds, where the earth touches the sky, stands Mount Kunlun, an awe-inspiring peak wrapped in the mists of ancient legend and reverence. This mountain is not merely a physical place, it is the very heart of Taoist cosmology, the celestial home of the Immortals, and a symbol of the divine harmony that governs the universe. As you gaze upon this majestic mountain, you can almost hear the whispers of the ancients carried on the wind. Mount Kunlun is depicted as the center of the world, the axis upon which the cosmos spins. It's said to reach so high that it touches the heavens, bridging the gap between the mortal realm and the divine. The sheer scale and splendor of Kunlun evoke a sense of wonder, as if the very essence of creation is condensed into its towering peaks and lush valleys. In the Taoist tradition, Kunlun is more than a physical location, it represents the ultimate spiritual realm where immortals live in peace and harmony. Picture the mountain surrounded by a celestial aura, its peaks perpetually shrouded in ethereal clouds. Here, the immortals, revered beings who have transcended the cycles of life and death, reside in eternal tranquility. Their presence on Kunlun is a testament to the Taoist belief in the possibility of achieving spiritual enlightenment and eternal life. The mountain is home to legendary figures like the Queen Mother of the West, who presides over a paradise of peaches that grant immortality to those who are fortunate enough to taste them. Her palace is said to be a place of unimaginable beauty, where time stands still, and the very air is filled with the fragrance of divine blossoms. The tales of her abode stir the imagination and inspire hope in those who seek a deeper connection with the cosmos. Every aspect of Mount Kunlun is imbued with symbolism. The peaks represent the axis of the world, while its lush forests and clear springs reflect the harmony and balance that Taoism values so deeply. The mountain's sacred rivers are believed to flow with the essence of life itself, nourishing both the physical and spiritual realms. To the Taoists, Kunlun is a living symbol of the balance between heaven and earth, a place where the cosmic energies converge and where true harmony can be experienced. Legends tell of the immortal beings who dwell on Kunlun, each with their own unique gifts and wisdom. These immortals are not merely figures of myth, but are seen as embodiments of the Tao, the fundamental principle that underpins the universe. They guide and inspire those who seek enlightenment, offering teachings that bridge the gap between the mundane and the divine. Their presence on Kunlun serves as a reminder of the potential for human beings to transcend their earthly limitations and achieve spiritual fulfillment. One poignant story illustrates the mountain's significance. A young seeker, weary from the trials of life and longing for deeper understanding, climbs the rugged paths of Kunlun with hope in their heart. Each step on the mountain path is a step closer to enlightenment, each breath of the pure mountain air a touch of divine grace. As the seeker ascends, the challenges of the climb mirror the inner struggles of the soul, forging a profound connection between the physical journey and the spiritual quest. Upon reaching the summit, the seeker is greeted by the serene presence of the immortals, their faces radiant with wisdom and compassion. In that moment, the weariness of the climb fades away, replaced by a sense of profound peace and understanding. The seeker realizes that the journey was not just about reaching the top, but about the inner transformation that occurred along the way. The encounter with the immortals on Kunlun's peak is a transformative experience, a reminder that the true essence of the mountain lies in its ability to connect the seeker with the divine. Mount Kunlun's place in Taoist cosmology is more than a mere backdrop for celestial myths. It is a living symbol of the spiritual journey and the pursuit of harmony. Its peaks stand as beacons of hope, reminding all who gaze upon them of the possibility of transcending the ordinary and achieving a higher state of existence. The stories of Kunlun and its immortal inhabitants continue to inspire and uplift, offering a glimpse into a world where the divine and the earthly are intertwined, and where the quest for spiritual enlightenment is both a journey and a destination. In the end, Mount Kunlun serves as a powerful reminder of the potential for spiritual growth and the eternal quest for harmony. Its majestic presence and the legends that surround it offer a glimpse into the heart of Taoist belief, where the divine and the mortal intersect in a dance of balance and enlightenment. Nestled beyond the edge of the known world, shrouded in a veil of mist and legend, lies Pangu, the island of immortality, a place that has captivated imaginations for centuries. This mythical island, often depicted as a paradise of eternal youth and divine beauty, evokes a sense of wonder and longing. Its legend whispers promises of a land where time stands still and the immortals dwell in perfect harmony. Pangu is not just a place, it is a beacon of hope and dreams. The island is said to float on the horizon, appearing only to those who are pure of heart and worthy of its divine gifts. Its elusive nature adds to its allure, making it a symbol of the eternal quest for transcendence and enlightenment. Imagine a place where the air is perpetually sweet with the fragrance of blooming flowers, and where the sun never sets, casting a golden glow over everything. In the heart of Pangu, the landscape is said to be breathtakingly beautiful. Lush, verdant forests blanket rolling hills, while crystal-clear rivers meander through gardens of exotic, fragrant flowers. The island is home to divine beings who live in perfect harmony, their lives a testament to the ideals of immortality and eternal peace. The legends speak of grand palaces made of jade and gold, where the immortals gathered to celebrate their endless existence, surrounded by the splendor of nature. One of the most enchanting aspects of Pangu is its association with the elixir of life. According to legend, the island is the source of a mystical potion that grants eternal youth and immortality. This elixir is said to be kept in a sacred vessel, guarded by the immortals themselves. The quest for this magical potion has inspired countless stories and quests, driving heroes and seekers to the ends of the earth in hopes of finding the elusive island and obtaining its precious gift. The journey to Pangu is depicted as both a physical and spiritual quest. Many tales describe perilous voyages over treacherous seas, through storms and mists, only to find that Pangu remains just out of reach. This journey is not merely a test of endurance, but also of inner strength and purity. Those who seek Pangu are often portrayed as individuals driven by a deep yearning for wisdom and enlightenment, their quest reflecting the timeless human desire to understand the mysteries of existence and to achieve a state of eternal peace. One poignant legend tells of a humble scholar who, after years of studying and seeking, sets out to find Pangu. The scholar's journey is fraught with challenges. He faces raging storms, treacherous waters, and fierce creatures. Despite these trials, his heart remains steadfast, guided by his unwavering belief in the island's existence. At last, when he reaches the edge of the world, he is greeted not with the island itself, but with a vision of its beauty and tranquility. The scholar realizes that the true essence of Pangu is not in the physical place, but in the pursuit of wisdom and the inner peace it represents. The story of Pangu and its elixir serves as a powerful metaphor for the human quest for meaning and enlightenment. The island represents an ideal state of being, a place where one's spirit can be free from the constraints of time and suffering. It symbolizes the ultimate goal of spiritual practice and self-discovery, a reminder that the true rewards of life are found not in material possessions, but in the journey towards inner fulfillment and harmony. As tales of Pangu continue to inspire and captivate, the island remains a symbol of hope and the eternal quest for a higher existence. It stands as a reminder of the beauty and wonder that lies just beyond the horizon, a dream of what might be possible if we pursue our deepest aspirations with unwavering faith. The legend of Pangu invites all to look beyond the ordinary and to seek out the divine within, offering a vision of a world where peace and immortality are not just dreams, but attainable truths. In the dim recesses of Chinese mythology, there is a place both eerie and mesmerizing, Pangu, the ghost city. This spectral realm is not a mere backdrop of shadows, it is a vivid, haunting world where the souls of the departed come face to face with their fate. Known as the City of the Dead, Pangu is where spirits are judged and where their destinies are sealed. The very air of Pangu seems to carry a chill, not just of temperature but of the unknown. It is a city built on the precipice of the afterlife, where each stone and alley holds the weight of countless stories and eternal judgments. The city is said to be filled with ghostly figures and haunted landscapes that stretch endlessly, a labyrinth of otherworldly gloom. Its streets are lined with ancient temples and imposing gates, each a gatekeeper to the trials that await. The heart of Pangu is dominated by the towering Yin Mountain, a grim sentinel watching over the city. The mountain is draped in mist, and its shadow casts a somber hue over the city below. The spirits that enter Pangu face trials and judgment on this mountain, where their deeds and life are weighed against their sins and virtues. Every soul that arrives is met with a chilling certainty. Their fate will be decided by the balance of their actions, echoing the ancient belief that justice is paramount, even in the afterlife. Among the haunting architecture of Pangu, the Hell Gates stand as ominous landmarks. These gates are said to be the entrance to the Underworld, guarded by fearsome deities who enforce the laws of the spirit world. To cross these gates is to face one's destiny, as the souls are led into a realm where their past actions are scrutinized. Here, the very fabric of their life's choices is laid bare, exposed under the unforgiving gaze of the afterlife's judges. One of the most poignant tales of Pangu tells of a beloved scholar who, after a life dedicated to learning and kindness, finds himself in the city of ghosts. His arrival is met with both reverence and sorrow, as his virtues are weighed against the inevitable judgments. The scholar's heart is filled with fear and hope as he faces the trials of Pangu, but it is his profound understanding of the nature of life and death that touches the spirits who witness his ordeal. His journey through the city of the dead becomes a testament to the idea that the true measure of a soul is found in its wisdom and compassion, not just in its actions. In Pangu, the spectral judges are more than just enforcers of the afterlife's laws, they are embodiments of the moral codes that govern human existence. Their presence is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, as they dispense judgment with a mixture of severity and mercy. The souls that appear before them are not merely punished or rewarded, but are given a chance to understand their place in the grand scheme of existence. The judgments in Pangu are not about revenge, but about understanding and reconciliation, a profound reminder that the afterlife is a continuation of the journey towards enlightenment. Pangu's myths are deeply tied to the beliefs of fate and destiny, reflecting the cultural emphasis on the consequences of one's actions. The city serves as a powerful reminder that every choice has weight, that the legacy we leave behind is not just remembered but profoundly felt in the realm beyond life. The ghostly city stands as a mirror to the mortal world, reflecting the intricate dance of cause and effect that shapes human existence. As the sun sets and the shadows of Pangu lengthen, the city is enveloped in a quiet, melancholic beauty. The spirits that walk its streets are not merely echoes of the past, but vibrant, poignant reminders of the lives they once lived. The City of Ghosts serves as a bridge between worlds, a place where the living can reflect on their actions and the legacy they wish to leave. The legend of Pangu, with its chilling trials and spectral judges, is more than a tale of fear and foreboding. It is a profound exploration of morality, justice, and the enduring quest for understanding. The Ghost City, with its haunting beauty and eternal judgment, stands as a powerful symbol of the complex interplay between life and the afterlife, a reminder that our actions echo beyond the realm of the living. In the heart of the celestial realm, where the ordinary world fades into myth, there lies a garden that pulses with the very essence of immortality. This is the Peach Garden of Immortality, tended by the enigmatic Xiwangmu, the Queen Mother of the West. To enter this garden is to step into a world where the boundaries of life and eternity blur, where every breath feels charged with the promise of eternal life. The garden is a verdant paradise, hidden far from mortal eyes and veiled by the mists of legend. It is said to be surrounded by a shimmering barrier of light, where the air is filled with the sweet scent of otherworldly flowers and the rustling of leaves that whisper tales of ancient times. The lush, green landscape is dotted with trees that bear fruits of incredible beauty and power, peaches that glow with a soft, golden light, their skin smooth and radiant. These peaches are not ordinary fruits. They are imbued with the power to bestow immortality upon those who eat them. The garden blooms with 3 varieties of peaches, each with a different promise. The first variety, known as the Peach of Eternal Youth, grants the eater eternal vitality and the unending vigor of youth. The second, the Peach of Everlasting Life, ensures that the eater will live for centuries, untouched by illness or decay. The rarest of all, the Peach of Immortality, offers the ultimate gift, eternal life, free from the cycles of birth and death. Xiwangmu, the keeper of this celestial garden, is a figure of awe and reverence. Her presence is said to be as timeless as the garden itself, a reflection of the eternal beauty and wisdom that she embodies. Her role is not just to tend the garden but to safeguard its secrets, ensuring that the peaches are given only to those deemed worthy. Her touch is gentle, her care meticulous, for she understands the profound responsibility that comes with nurturing such powerful gifts. The tale of the Peach Garden is intertwined with the legend of great heroes and seekers of immortality. One of the most poignant stories tells of a humble scholar who, after years of searching for the elixir of life, finds himself at the edge of this enchanted garden. His heart is filled with both hope and trepidation as he steps through the shimmering barrier. He approaches Xiwangmu with a respectful bow, his eyes wide with wonder and reverence. Xiwangmu, with her wise and compassionate gaze, listens to the scholar's story. She sees not just his desire for immortality but the sincerity and purity of his quest. Moved by his devotion and humility, she offers him a single peach from the tree of eternal youth. As the scholar takes a bite, he is overwhelmed by a sense of peace and contentment, feeling the vitality of youth coursing through him. His journey is not just rewarded with the gift of life, but with the wisdom to use it well. The garden also bears witness to other tales of longing and sacrifice. There are stories of emperors and warriors, of sages and wanderers, who sought the peaches not for themselves, but for the benefit of others. Their journeys often involve trials and tribulations, tests of character and virtue, reflecting the deep understanding that true immortality is not just about living forever, but about leaving a legacy that endures. The peach garden of immortality, with its divine fruits and ethereal beauty, stands as a symbol of the human quest for eternal life and the deeper search for meaning and purpose. It represents the dreams and aspirations that drive individuals to seek out something beyond the fleeting nature of mortal existence. The peaches, glowing with their celestial light, are a reminder that while immortality may be a gift reserved for the gods, the journey to seek it can be filled with profound insights and transformative experiences. As the sun sets and the twilight embraces the garden, the peaches cast a gentle, golden glow that illuminates the path for those who come seeking. Shiwanmu watches over her garden with a serene smile, knowing that the true value of the peaches lies not just in their ability to grant eternal life, but in the stories and sacrifices of those who seek them. The garden remains a timeless testament to the beauty and mystery of the quest for immortality, a place where legends are born and where the essence of eternity is forever captured in the glowing fruit of the divine. In the vast expanse of China's landscape, 5 mountains rise majestically from the earth, each one wrapped in myths and sacred significance that have touched the hearts of countless generations. These are not just peaks of rock and soil, but celestial guardians, each embodying the essence of ancient beliefs and spiritual truths. Their presence is a testament to the divine connection between the natural world and the spiritual realm, holding a place of reverence and awe in the hearts of those who visit them. The first of these sacred mountains is Mount Tai, nestled in the Shandong province. Its towering presence has been revered as the foremost of the 5 sacred mountains. Legend has it that Mount Tai is the gateway to heaven itself, the place where heaven and earth meet. Its peaks are often shrouded in mist, giving it an ethereal quality as if it were floating between the worlds. Pilgrims have trekked its paths for centuries, seeking blessings and enlightenment. The climb up Mount Tai is both a physical and spiritual journey, symbolizing the ascent to the divine. As they reach the top, where the horizon stretches out in breathtaking beauty, they are met with a profound sense of connection to something greater than themselves. To the west lies Mount Hua, renowned for its dramatic cliffs and steep, challenging paths. This mountain embodies the spirit of courage and perseverance. It is said that climbing Mount Hua is a test of one's will and resolve. The sheer walls and narrow pathways, though daunting, are seen as obstacles to be overcome, teaching climbers the virtues of persistence and strength. In ancient times, scholars and seekers would brave these treacherous paths, believing that the mountain's trials would lead them to profound wisdom and spiritual clarity. Today, as visitors navigate the precarious trails, they feel the weight of history and the echo of the countless souls who have trodden this path before them, each step a testament to human endurance and faith. In the north, Mount Heng stands as a symbol of stability and protection. Known as the Northern Mountain, it is revered for its role as the guardian of the north. Its gentle slopes and serene surroundings offer a sense of peace and security, contrasting with the more rugged peaks of its counterparts. Mount Heng is often associated with the nurturing aspects of the divine, offering solace and support to those who seek refuge from the turmoil of life. The temples and monasteries that its landscape provide spaces for reflection and meditation, where visitors can find comfort and spiritual nourishment. The southern peak, Mount Heng, is renowned for its beauty and harmony with nature. Often referred to as the Southern Mountain, it is celebrated for its lush greenery and tranquil environment. The mountain's gentle beauty invites visitors to pause and appreciate the natural world, fostering a sense of inner peace and connection. Its serene temples and peaceful trails reflect the mountain's role as a place of contemplation and spiritual rejuvenation. Those who visit Mount Heng are often struck by the sense of balance and harmony that pervades the landscape, finding in its gentle beauty a mirror of their own inner peace. Lastly, Mount Song, located in Henan Province, represents the central axis of the 5 sacred mountains. It is regarded as the heart of the sacred landscape, symbolizing the unity and balance of the cosmos. The mountain's rich history is reflected in the numerous temples and shrines that grace its slopes, each one a testament to the deep spiritual heritage of the region. Mount Song is often seen as the focal point of the sacred geography, a place where the spiritual energy of the land converges. As visitors explore its ancient sites and walk its storied paths, they feel a profound sense of connection to the spiritual traditions that have shaped the mountain's legacy. Each of these 5 sacred mountains carries its own unique story, yet together they form a unified expression of spiritual reverence. Their towering heights and rugged terrains are more than mere physical features, they are symbols of divine presence and spiritual aspiration. The pilgrimage to these mountains is not just a journey through the physical landscape, but a passage through the layers of human experience, faith, and devotion. As the sun sets and the shadows lengthen, these mountains stand as silent sentinels of ancient wisdom and spiritual power. They are a testament to the enduring connection between humanity and the divine, a reminder of the sacredness that lies in the natural world. The legends and myths that surround these peaks continue to inspire and uplift, offering a glimpse into the profound mysteries of life and the eternal quest for spiritual enlightenment. On a misty evening, under a sky painted with the soft hues of twilight, a scholar named Li sat by his lantern-lit desk, lost in his books. His life had been one of solitary study, his days filled with the ancient texts and philosophical debates that consumed his every waking moment. Little did he know, his quiet existence was about to be disrupted by a love that defied the very fabric of reality. The story began when Li found a faded, mysterious scroll tucked away in a forgotten corner of the library. The scroll spoke of a spirit from a distant realm, a being caught between life and death. The tale was enchanting, filled with whispers of an ethereal beauty that captivated his imagination. As he read, he couldn't shake the feeling that the spirit's sorrow was somehow intertwined with his own longing for something beyond the ordinary. Days turned into weeks, and Li's thoughts became consumed by the spirit he had read about. He began to dream of her, an exquisite figure with eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the universe. Her presence was both haunting and mesmerizing, a delicate dance between the worlds of the living and the dead. Each dream left him yearning to know more, to bridge the gap between his reality and the mysterious realm where she resided. One evening, as the full moon cast its silvery glow over the landscape, Li ventured out to the edge of the forest, the place where the scroll had hinted the spirit might dwell. His heart raced with a mixture of fear and excitement. The forest was dense and shrouded in an eerie mist, every rustle of leaves sending shivers down his spine. But he pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a profound sense of destiny. As he reached a small, moonlit clearing, the air seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly glow. There, in the soft light of the moon, appeared the spirit from his dreams. She was as beautiful as he had imagined, with a grace that seemed to transcend the physical world. Her eyes, luminous and full of ancient sadness, met his with a mix of surprise and recognition. The moment their eyes locked, Li felt an intense connection. It was as if the boundaries between his world and hers had dissolved. He approached her with a trembling heart, his voice barely above a whisper. "I have read about you," he said, "and I have dreamed of you. How is it that we meet now?" The spirit's voice was a gentle, melodious whisper. "I have sensed your longing, your search for something beyond the mundane. Few have ever reached this place, and fewer still have dared to bridge the divide between our worlds." Their conversations unfolded like the pages of a forbidden book, each word bringing them closer together. Li learned of the spirit's plight, how she was trapped between life and death, bound by a curse that prevented her from finding peace. Her existence was one of longing and sorrow, a ceaseless waiting for a resolution that seemed forever out of reach. As days turned into weeks, Li and the spirit grew closer. Their love blossomed in the moonlit glade, a beautiful and tragic testament to their connection. Yet, their happiness was tinged with the inevitable sorrow of their situation. Li knew that their love could never be fully realized in the world of the living, and the spirit could not cross fully into his realm. Their time together was a bittersweet dance of moments stolen from the fabric of reality. They shared stories, dreams, and the deepest parts of their souls. Li's heart ached with the knowledge that every touch, every kiss was fleeting, a temporary escape from the reality that awaited them. The scholars of old had written of such loves, stories of passion and despair that transcended the mortal realm. Li's own life became a reflection of these tales, a living testament to the power of love and the pain of separation. His heart was torn between the joy of their shared moments and the agony of knowing that their love could never be fully fulfilled. As the moon waned and the time for their parting approached, the spirit spoke with a heavy heart. Our love has been a gift, a rare and precious connection between our worlds. Yet, it must come to an end. I cannot stay, and you cannot follow. But know this, my love for you will endure beyond the boundaries of life and death. With those words, the spirit began to fade, her form becoming more ethereal, a delicate wisp of moonlight. Liwei held her close, his tears mingling with the mist as he whispered a final farewell. The clearing was once again silent, the spirit gone, but leaving behind a lingering sense of her presence. Liwei returned to his studies, forever changed by the encounter. His life became a reflection of the love that had touched him so deeply, a love that bridged the worlds of the living and the dead. Though the spirit was no longer with him, her memory lingered, a bittersweet reminder of a love that transcended the boundaries of existence. In a land where mountains reached the heavens and rivers flowed like liquid silk, there lived a monkey whose heart burned with an insatiable fire. His name was Sun Wukong, but to the world, he was known as the Stone Monkey. His tale begins not in a palace or among the stars, but in the depths of a mountain, where he was born from a magical stone that had absorbed the essence of heaven and earth. From the moment he emerged, Sun Wukong displayed incredible powers. He could leap from mountain to mountain, his strength and speed unmatched. The world was his playground, and he reveled in his newfound abilities. But the more he learned, the more he craved, a craving for greatness that went beyond the boundaries of the world he knew. He sought immortality and divine status, believing himself destined for a higher purpose. His quest for immortality led him to a mystical Taoist master who taught him ancient spells and secrets. Under this master's guidance, Sun Wukong gained even more power, including the ability to transform into different beings and manipulate his size at will. The more he learned, the more his arrogance grew. He began to see himself not as a mere monkey but as a force to be reckoned with, someone who should command the respect of the heavens themselves. His pride, however, was his downfall. Sun Wukong's newfound powers gave him a sense of invincibility. He believed that no one, be they gods or immortals, could challenge him. His reckless ambition led him to storm the heavenly palace, an act that shocked even the celestial beings who lived in peace and order. As he burst through the gates of heaven, Sun Wukong was met with disbelief and anger. The celestial beings tried to subdue him, but the stone monkey's powers were overwhelming. With each clash, his arrogance fueled his desire to prove his superiority. He faced the heavenly armies and defeated them, capturing the halls of the palace. He even had the audacity to demand a place among the gods, demanding to be acknowledged as equal. But heaven is not a place to be trifled with. The gods, though initially taken aback by his audacity, soon began to plan his downfall. They enlisted the help of the greatest warrior of the heavens, a figure of immense power and wisdom. A great battle ensued, and Sun Wukong was met with challenges that tested every ounce of his strength. Despite his powers and his bravado, he found himself outmatched and outwitted by the gods' combined might. In a final confrontation, Sun Wukong was trapped by the divine forces and imprisoned under a mountain, bound by the very elements of the world he once sought to conquer. The weight of his pride and arrogance now bore down on him, a crushing reminder of his overreach. Years passed, and the stone monkey remained trapped, his once fierce spirit now tempered by solitude and reflection. In the quiet of his confinement, he began to ponder the true meaning of power and greatness. The mountain that had become his prison also became a place of learning. He realized that true strength did not come from the ability to overpower others, but from understanding one's place in the grand scheme of things. His reflections and regrets were not in vain. When he was eventually freed by the monk Xuanzang, who sought him out to assist in a sacred pilgrimage, Sun Wukong emerged not as the arrogant warrior he once was but as a changed being. The journey with Xuanzang and his companions, filled with trials and challenges, taught him humility and compassion. He learned to use his powers not for personal gain but to protect and aid those in need. The story of Sun Wukong's rebellion against heaven is not merely a tale of defiance and punishment, but one of profound transformation. It is a story of how pride and ambition, when unchecked, can lead to downfall, but also how redemption and growth are possible. His rebellion became a lesson in humility, teaching that true greatness comes not from dominating others, but from understanding one's limitations and serving a greater purpose. In a small, tranquil village nestled between mist-covered mountains and flowering fields, there lived a young woman named Zhu Yingtai. Her beauty and intelligence were well known, but it was her unyielding spirit and dreams that set her apart. Zhu Yingtai was not content with merely following the path laid out for her by tradition. She yearned for a life filled with learning and adventure, something beyond the ordinary confines of her time. One day, disguised as a man to pursue her education, Zhu Yingtai journeyed to the city to attend school. In this disguise, she met and formed a close friendship with a fellow student named Liang Shanbua. Their bond grew strong as they spent years together studying and sharing their dreams. Liang Shanbua was a humble and gentle soul, and Zhu Yingtai's quick wit and kindness endeared her to him. As time passed, their friendship blossomed into something deeper, though neither of them fully realized the extent of their feelings. Despite their growing affection, societal norms dictated that Zhu Yingtai's future was not in her hands. She was betrothed to a wealthy man chosen by her family. Her return home was marked by the heartbreak of knowing she would soon be separated from Liang Shanbua. It was during her farewell that Zhu Yingtai could no longer conceal her true feelings. She confessed her love to Liang Shanbua, and he, in turn, revealed his own deep affection for her. They vowed to be together, but their love was overshadowed by the harsh reality that awaited them. Fate's cruel hand soon dealt a devastating blow. Zhu Yingtai's marriage was imminent, and her family's expectations left her no room to choose her own path. Liang Shanbua was determined to fight for their love. He sought to confront Zhu Yingtai's family, but the odds were stacked against him. The lovers' dream of a shared future seemed to be slipping through their fingers like sand. As the wedding day approached, Liang Shanbua fell gravely ill. The weight of his unfulfilled love and the pressure of a world that refused to accept their union took a toll on his health. He was bedridden, but even in his suffering, his thoughts were consumed by Zhu Yingtai. His love for her was as steadfast as the mountains surrounding their village, a love that was unwavering despite the insurmountable obstacles. When Zhu Yingtai learned of Liang Shanbua's condition, she was heartbroken and desperate. She rushed to his side, only to find that he was too weak to speak. With tears streaming down her face, she held his hand, promising to find a way for them to be together. But the forces of destiny were unrelenting. Liang Shanbua's illness worsened, and he succumbed to his suffering. His last breath was a whisper of love for Zhu Yingtai, a love that was as eternal as the stars. The day of the wedding arrived, and Zhu Yingtai was dressed in her bridal finery. Her heart was shattered, her spirit broken. She felt trapped in a life that was not her own, a life devoid of the love she cherished. As the wedding procession moved toward the groom's home, Zhu Yingtai's grief became too overwhelming to bear. When she reached the graveyard where Liang Shanbua was buried, she could no longer contain her sorrow. She threw herself upon his grave, pleading to be reunited with him. In her anguish, a miracle occurred. The earth trembled, and the grave split open. Zhu Yingtai was enveloped in a burst of light, and she vanished into the earth. Moments later, 2 butterflies emerged from the grave, their wings shimmering in the sunlight. These were no ordinary butterflies, they were the transformed spirits of Zhu Yingtai and Liang Shanbua. Their love had transcended death, their spirits freed from the constraints of the earthly realm. They flew together, their colors bright and vibrant, a symbol of their undying love. In their final form, they were as inseparable as they had been in life. The legend of the butterfly lovers endures as a poignant reminder of a love that defied the boundaries of life and death. Zhu Yingtai and Liang Shanbua's tale resonates through the ages, a love story that touches the heart and inspires those who hear it. Their transformation into butterflies symbolizes the beauty of a love that endures beyond the confines of the physical world, a love that remains eternal and unbreakable. In their tale, there is a lesson of love's resilience, a testament to how powerful and enduring true affection can be. The butterfly lovers remind us that love, when pure and true, can transcend even the greatest obstacles and survive beyond the limits of life itself. In the heart of ancient China, where the mist clings to the mountains and legends whisper through the trees, there lies a tapestry of stories that weave together lessons of morality, virtue, and justice. These are not mere tales, they are echoes of timeless truths, captured in the vibrant threads of myth and legend. Each story is a mirror reflecting the values and ethical lessons cherished by generations. Take, for instance, the tale of the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, whose journey from a rebellious spirit to a humbled hero is nothing short of transformational. In his quest for immortality and ultimate power, Sun Wukong's arrogance led him to challenge the heavens themselves. He fought gods, defied orders, and caused chaos. But as his actions drew the ire of celestial beings and his own power grew unchecked, he faced a turning point that changed everything. Through trials and punishments, Sun Wukong learned the true meaning of humility and respect. His eventual role in the journey to the West illustrated the profound lesson that strength without virtue is hollow and that true greatness lies in the ability to overcome one's own flaws. In another corner of Chinese mythology, the story of the white snake unfolds. This is a tale of love that transcends boundaries, yet it is also rich with moral lessons. The white snake, a beautiful woman with a hidden past as a serpent spirit, falls deeply in love with a mortal man. Despite the genuine nature of her affection, societal norms and misconceptions challenge their love. When her secret is revealed, she faces severe punishment. The story highlights themes of loyalty, the conflict between personal happiness and societal expectations, and the power of true love to endure despite overwhelming obstacles. The White Snake's tale is a testament to the virtues of love and the moral complexities of honesty and sacrifice. Then there is the story of the Jade Emperor, the supreme ruler of heaven, whose leadership and fairness are central to the cosmic order. The Jade Emperor's tales are filled with lessons on justice and the balance between duty and compassion. His role in adjudicating disputes among gods and mortals, often through intricate tests and trials, reflects the importance of fair judgment and the responsibility that comes with authority. Through his decisions, the myth teaches that true leadership is not about wielding power, but about guiding with wisdom and fairness. The story of Mulan is yet another poignant example. Though widely recognized in various adaptations, the original tale is rooted in the values of honor and familial duty. Mulan, a young woman, disguises herself as a man to take her ailing father's place in the army. Her courage and determination highlight the virtues of bravery and self-sacrifice. In a society that often limited women's roles, Mulan's story underscores the idea that true honor comes from acting selflessly for the greater good, regardless of societal expectations. Even the tale of the cowherd and the weaver girl, Vega and Altair, embodies moral themes. Their love, tested by celestial forces, represents the purity of true affection and the challenges that come with it. The lovers are separated by the Milky Way, only able to reunite once a year. This story teaches the value of perseverance and the belief that love, no matter how challenged, is worth enduring. It underscores the moral lesson that true love requires patience and commitment, transcending even the greatest of barriers. The mythological tales of China are rich with moral lessons, often conveyed through dramatic, heart-wrenching stories of heroes, lovers, and deities. They teach us that virtue is not merely about following rules, but about the strength to uphold them in the face of personal sacrifice. Justice is not about retribution, but about balance and fairness. And morality is not just a matter of following societal norms, but of understanding and embracing deeper values that define humanity's best qualities. These myths are more than just stories, they are a legacy of ethical teachings that resonate through the ages. They remind us that the pursuit of virtue, the quest for justice, and the expression of genuine love are universal principles that transcend time and culture. Each tale, with its trials and triumphs, invites us to reflect on our own lives, our choices, and the values we hold dear. In the shadows of ancient legends, we find reflections of our own struggles and aspirations, and through them, we learn the enduring power of moral integrity. In a world where ancient legends intertwine with contemporary creativity, Chinese mythology breathes life into modern literature, cinema, and popular culture, leaving an indelible mark on the way we see and understand the world. The vibrant tapestry of dragons, phoenixes, and immortal beings does more than just captivate imaginations, it influences and inspires, bridging the past with the present in profound and often unexpected ways. Consider the majestic dragon, a creature of both awe and terror, whose presence is felt in movies, games, and books across the globe. In the realm of cinema, dragons from Chinese mythology, like the revered azure dragon, have become symbols of power and grace. Films such as Mulan or The Monkey King showcase dragons not just as mythical beasts, but as embodiments of cultural values and heroism. These stories paint dragons in colors of courage and wisdom, blending ancient folklore with modern storytelling techniques to create narratives that resonate with audiences everywhere. Similarly, the tale of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, has leaped from the pages of classic literature into the screens of blockbuster movies and animated series. This rebellious figure, who once defied heaven itself, now inspires characters in video games and fantasy novels. His journey from arrogance to redemption serves as a timeless narrative about personal growth and the struggle for self-improvement. The Monkey King's antics and adventures provide a rich source of material for creators, illustrating how traditional myths continue to influence and shape modern media. In literature, the impact of Chinese mythology is equally profound. Modern authors weave the stories of ancient gods and heroes into contemporary settings, creating works that honor the past while exploring new themes. Books like The Celestial Kingdom and The Red Lotus draw on mythological elements to craft stories that are both rooted in tradition and strikingly fresh. These narratives not only entertain but also invite readers to reflect on the timeless values embedded in ancient tales, values such as loyalty, justice, and love. The legend of the butterfly lovers, akin to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, has found its way into modern adaptations, including theatrical productions and romantic dramas. This tragic love story continues to resonate with audiences because it taps into universal themes of love and sacrifice. Its modern retellings keep the legend alive, proving that some stories, no matter how old, possess a power that transcends time and culture. Popular culture, too, is infused with the spirit of Chinese mythology. From comic books to fashion, ancient symbols and characters are reimagined to fit contemporary tastes. The phoenix, symbolizing rebirth and virtue, appears in modern fashion and design, while the qilin, a mythical beast of benevolence, adorns everything from tattoos to home decor. These symbols connect people to a rich cultural heritage, even as they are interpreted through a modern lens. In video games, Chinese mythological creatures and legends are brought to life in ways that captivate and engage. Games like Dynasty Warriors and Honor of Kings immerse players in mythological worlds where they can encounter gods, heroes, and mythical beasts. These games not only entertain but also serve as a bridge, allowing players to explore and appreciate the depth of Chinese mythology in interactive ways. The influence of Chinese mythology extends beyond entertainment. It inspires art, music, and even daily life. For instance, the Tai Sui, or Grand Duke deities, are consulted for guidance in matters of luck and misfortune, reflecting the ongoing relevance of these ancient beliefs in everyday life. Festivals, rituals, and cultural practices continue to celebrate and honor mythological figures, ensuring that these traditions remain vibrant and meaningful. The lasting appeal of Chinese mythology in modern times is a testament to its power to connect people across generations. Through stories of heroism, love, and redemption, these ancient myths offer timeless lessons and a sense of continuity. They remind us that the past is not merely a series of events but a living, breathing part of our cultural fabric, shaping and enriching our lives in ways that are both profound and deeply personal. Whether through the dazzling special effects of a movie, the intricate plots of a novel, or the interactive worlds of a video game, Chinese mythology continues to enchant and inspire. It is a bridge between the ancient and the contemporary, a source of endless creativity, and a reminder of the timeless truths that resonate across all of human experience.